I love a good pre-game conversation. Welcome back, everybody. This is session 16 of the Virlinia 2 campaign. And last time, our heroes were investigating leads on the kife trade in the village of Hazelward when they found themselves trapped in a barn on the north end of town. And they escaped with the body of Shamash the Coroner and a chest that once held kife. But who did he trust in town? And who would want to get rid of our daring detectives? So, where we pick up, they were meeting and consoling local apprentice Lath Wine Drinker, who was despondent over the loss of her boss, George Gilly, struggling to know what to do with George's forge. When she had pointed out to the party a tall man in a cape with a scar across his face, standing next to a character whose feet are barely touching the ground. And they're standing kind of in the middle of the square. It's around 6 in the late afternoon. The sun is starting to set on the last Freitag of the month of Serpon here in the province of the Seven Sisters. So where we pick up, Laugh is continuing to do the opposite of Laugh. She's crying into her wine bottle and staring up at you, kind of like looking for more consolation and support.
Okay, so there's just like 2 strangers in the square, one of which is floating. Totally normal.
Well, that's a bit odd.
Also, what color is Milo's hair now?
I think it's red.
Red. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Sorry, are we saying that we still have the body right now as we console this other woman?
Shoulder.
Oh, great. Cool. Okay. And this is also a note from last time. I have that Father Zier has a fresh, jagged scar on his face.
He does.
So just wanted to make sure we all know that. And someone wants to look at the doghouse at the back of the house of this place. Okay. So Siri will just pat Lath on the shoulder very awkwardly, like, sorry.
Somebody just pats you on the head.
Why did she point out Father Zier to us?
I asked if was it a lock or a key? I can't remember.
It was a big mold of a lock, right?
That's right. They're building a lock, and Lath was working on it. And I think Aisling asked like who had commissioned it, and she pointed over at the 2 folks in the square.
But the square is a distance away. It's not like right outside in the front yard, right?
You can see it. I would say it's maybe 50 meters away or something like that.
Okay, that's less ominous than I thought it was then.
I was gonna say, Elena, make a insight check. You're looking over at these 2 figures.
17.
Oh, Elena's getting the sense that whatever conversation they're having, that they're in a rush, and the way that the semi-floating person is looking, you see that they're looking in the direction of Old Town, like as if they were going to leave the square fairly soon.
And that's where the tracks were leading, right?
Yes, that's right.
I will relay that to the team.
Okay.
Looks like they're going to leave very soon. Do you think I should dash over there with a dead body and freak them out?
Maybe we should follow him from a distance and see where that floating fella's going.
From a distance.
That's reasonable, I guess. Do I just carry this body the whole time?
I mean, could we...
I'm really concerned about this.
Lath, dear, maybe... Do you have a spare closet that we could possibly make a deposit in?
God!
Or... She's wiping her eyes.
You seem pretty preoccupied with your current situation. Maybe you wouldn't mind if we borrow your closet?
She grabs a handkerchief from inside her dress and, like, sneezes. And, like, she's wiping her face from her tears, and she nods and she motions over to like a kind of a flat surface on the ground within the forge, and says so, and you can leave the body there.
Okay, I'll walk over, put the body down, like lay it in a nice position so it's not just out there, sort of limp on the ground, and then I'll find, does anybody have paper or pen? I'm gonna write a little note that says, like, time of death recorded at this time, Found by... What the fuck is our new group name?
Virlinia Vanguard.
Oh, good. I didn't write it down.
Right? Yeah.
Ooh. You have a symbol. I have a logo.
Yeah.
You have a logo?
Yeah.
Carlin just did.
Oh, I like it.
Ooh. What?
So
I
gang
like
sign.
this.
Yeah, I'll write the symbol on found by Virlinia Vanguard at, like, I'm just gonna make
Okay.
it, write a note, just in case. And leave it tucked in the pocket.
Laugh looks over at what you're doing, Elena, and she's wiping more tears, and she's asked, "So, are you the new coroner, ma'am?"
Oh, no, I don't know anything about this. Although, respectful career, you guys need a new coroner? I'm not sticking around, so...
Well, the coroner's from Zadash. This Hazelward is too small of a village to have its own coroner, so that's why they brought in this guy who body you found. So there is a job opening in Zadash now, I guess, or you're fixing.
That's good to know. We have friends in Zadash who maybe could want the job as a coroner.
You're funny.
Thank you! Okay. I'll stand and walk back to my group. Are the people still in the square?
At this point, you notice that their bodies are starting to turn and head out of the square.
Let's go.
Let's roll out.
Okay, lad, we're gonna go look for Grayson. We'll be back. Take care of yourself.
Okay. She's wiping her tears and says, "Okay, the front door's open, by the way, if you want to check out George's house. Good luck."
Okay. I have apparently a bar of soap in my gear. I'm just gonna leave some soap for her. Because, like, that whole situation was...
You know what will heal her trauma? Soap.
Some soap. Just a fresh... No, like, when you're depressed and then you don't take showers, like, I'm just like, go take a shower. Go feel better. Go feel better.
Valid.
I suppose maybe we should check out the house, see if there's any clues in there, and then maybe split up and see a couple of the sneakier party members, maybe follow the floating fella and see where he's off to.
That feels right. I mean, we're here.
I wouldn't say if he goes in anywhere you follow him there, but definitely just see where he's headed. I don't want you guys getting jumped or anything.
Yeah, he doesn't know that we're suspicious of him. So, if all else fails, we can...
We can just make it look like we're on a shopping trip.
Oh.
Just going through town.
Perfect. Great line.
Well, should we...
Who wants to follow and who wants to look at the house?
I guess I could talk to him if he catches us following him, but he'd probably have a higher chance of catching me if I'm pretty loud and I jump a little bit. Just cling.
I'm a little bit stealthy, but not very.
I'm a baby. So
Worrying.
I think Sarah would just look at Aisling and be like, Aisling, do you want to go shopping with me?
Sure.
Alright, we're gonna go shopping. Bye.
Alright.
Okay.
Where are they shopping at a time like this? I swear.
Oh, Milo.
All right, I suppose we should go check out the Curious George residence. Walk.
So hold on. When the two of you who are going shopping, are you splitting off?
I think we're going to go follow them, but we're going shopping.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're acting like you're going shopping, but you're actually following Zveer and the floating person.
Yeah. Like I'll put like a bag on my arm like that, make it look like I'm gonna fill it up with stuff. Like, yeah.
So could you both either make a stealth or deception check?
Before we do that, like on our way out, I will cast Pass Without Trace on the two of us.
Ooh.
That's fun again.
Okay.
That grants a bonus of stealth.
Yeah, it's
Plus
plus
10.
to your stealth check.
All right, so add 10 to your stealth roll. Let's see what you get.
Shit.
Hard doesn't look happy either.
I roll a nat 1.
No!
I got 21.
Plus 10. Plus 10. It's
You got
a
21.
That's pretty good. 21.
It's a 14 plus 10.
So you notice the two figures are starting to walk southwest towards the street that leads to Old Town, and as Aisling and Siri are kind of tailing, pretending that they are going shopping, Father Veer kind of turns around a little bit to see who's behind, and then he quickly turns his gaze back towards the Old Town, and he and his colleague keep walking. Aisling, could you give me a perception check as well? And Siri as well, actually, both of you. You're close enough now that you could maybe hear a little bit more what they're whispering.
22.
22, okay.
19.
19. Actually, 22 and 19. Oh, no, you can hear whole sentences. And they're saying, Zveer is saying to his colleague, Gilmore, we need to do something about Grayson tonight. The full moon is tonight. And the semi-floating person is saying in response, I have a plan. And the two continue walking.
Which one is which? Is the priest floating?
Zveer is the priest with the collar and the cape and the scar on his face, and the floating figure Zveer is referring to as Gilmore.
Okay, so the priest isn't floating.
Correct. Since the two of you are kind of tailing them a little bit closer, you both notice that the floating figure is wearing kind of like slippers. They're not full shoes, and it's like its toes are kind of touching the ground. They're not putting their full feet on the ground to walk. And when this figure turns their head to the left and to the right, you can see like black hair spit curls on both sides of their face and shimmering half-moon earrings, as well as several tattoos on their light blue-skinned face. One of the tattoos is the outline of a spider.
Can I roll like a religion check or anything to be like, what's going on with this? If there's any, or history maybe, symbolism.
Actually, let's do general history.
General history.
Yeah.
16.
Could you also do an insight check
Okay.
as well?
Insight. Where is mine? Okay. 15.
Okay, I'm gonna take this to you in the chat.
Okay.
Can I roll a nature check to see what kind of spider it's supposed to be?
Sure.
Because I'm not good at those other things. 18.
Oh my goodness. It's a brown recluse spider.
Oh, gross. Kill him. I have those at my house. They're lovely.
Oh,
That's terrifying.
you have them? They're so poisonous. That's dangerous.
Not as in, like, keep them. They just happen to live at my house in my yard. And
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's so dangerous.
They won't go away.
They're gross.
Aren't they poisonous too?
They're deadly. They're
think so,
very
yeah.
poisonous.
Yeah. So
Like
this
rot off your skin with the bite. It's nasty. Yeah.
Mhm.
so this person with the slippers has a deadly outline of a spider on their cheek.
Okay, got it.
Sketchy.
Gary, that's a poisonous spider.
Oh, like really poisonous? It might also be a symbol to one of these factions that we've been following recently. That is not her voice. Can't figure out Siri's voice. Okay, I think it's a symbol for the coil of mayhem.
The quail of mayhem?
Coil.
That's a word.
Coil.
It would be much more fun if it was a quail, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on in this town, but it's not good. Also, why are they floating? Are they dead? Are they not allowed to touch the ground?
Siri, make another insight check.
Yeah, much worse. 7. 7.
Siri doesn't quite know why Zvir's colleague is floating the way that they are. Seems very unusual.
This is just so weird. They don't have wings like you. How are they staying afloat?
I would say magic, but that's just my go-to answer all the time.
They mentioned Grayson. Should we just go and talk to them?
Maybe we could ask them where we can find more makeup. I think we use all
makeup. Right, yes. That's a great idea. Let's go do that. And we'll just start walking, forgetting stealth and just being like, excuse me.
Yet somehow still stealthy because I haven't dropped concentration.
Right. You're stealthy because you're floating, so it's like not making any sound.
But so you're like shouting to get their attention?
Maybe not shouting, but definitely like hello.
They're both really engaged in conversation, and they're continuing to walk towards Old Town without detecting you.
Do we just keep? What do we do?
Oh my gosh, Gilmore, is that you?
The floating figure turns around, and you see the half-moon earrings kind of shimmer, almost like they're dancing in the early evening breeze. At this point, you notice that their hair is really pulled back in a tie, and you see even more glyphs and tattoos on their face. This character looks over at you and says, seeing their face indicates that they are shocked and that they don't recognize you. Who are you?
Oh my gosh, I've just heard so much about you. I'm a big fan. Can I this is embarrassing. I'll pull out some paper. Can I have an autograph?
All right. Before we respond, can you do a deception check, please?
Deception? I'm not lying. Uh-oh. That is a 8.
8? So yeah. Both Father Zvir and Gilmore are looking at each other like, don't mind them. They don't mean any harm. In fact, Father Zvir turns his whole body around and sort of introduces himself. Bends down actually to greet you, Aisling, because you're kind of like lower to the ground.
No, please don't bother, and I'll fly up to their height.
Okay. He gives you a fist bump salute and says, I am Father Robin Zvir of Hazelward, he, him. Are you in search of solace from the goddess Lyra? This is my colleague, Gilmore Valstad. He's a genie. And at this point, you notice that he's decorated kind of like in a brocade that seems very tight-fitting to their skin, and that the way that his feet are turned into the slippers, it really looks like he's kind of like doing rapid ballet dancing on its tiptoes. Gilmore does not introduce himself, does not give you a fist bump. Hello.
Yeah, I'll respond back and just... Oh, well, very nice to meet you. My friends call me Mutton. He, she, they, Faye, whatever.
Father Zvir says, we can always use another pair of like hands around the church. And he hands you a brochure that explains the glory of the Church of Lyra, as well as a small map with directions on how to get there. He leans over as if he's going to pat your head a little, like condescendingly, and then withdraws his hand and says, it's only a 10-minute walk. We're in Old Town.
Oh, that just sounds fantastic. Do you 24/7?
Our doors are open to all, at all hours.
And I'll look over. Maybe we should go sometime.
Oh, yes.
We all need a little more church in our lives.
Oh, definitely. And you said Lair is Ash's god, right? I was like, it would be quite nice to see the temple to whom my best friend worships, so I'm sure that she would... do you have a gift shop? I think she would like something to be taken back to her. My friend worships Lair. She's a very big fan. I wish she was here.
Father nods at you, Siri, and he also does the fist bump and introduces himself to you and says, yeah, we have many trinkets with our logo to our goddess printed on our trinkets. You might have seen it around town. It's an upside down triangle with a little spiral in the middle because all the world is an illusion at times.
Oh, sure, yeah. My I used to have a pen pal that lived here too. Grayson would always write that in her little letters too.
He looks a little puzzled. You no, Grayson? Could you make a
we were pen pals.
Pen pals? Could you make a? Well, that's straight up lying. I was gonna say persuasion, but could you make a deception check, please?
Yeah. Come on, dice. Okay. I mean, I have a very high persuasion, charm, deception, so that is a 20. Modified 20.
He says, well, I guess it is possible that Grayson has always been looking for kind of a mother figure, and she has connections to other women that have been in town before, so...
Siri kind of we're like an older sister, really.
My apologies. You can see, and he points at the wrinkles on his forehead. You can see I'm not very good at telling people's age. I'll tell Grayson you're here, and in fact, you should join us. You should join us later this evening. We have
Do you know where she is? We've been looking haven't found her all day since we've been trying to find her all day, and we haven't been able to locate her.
Her father passed this morning. Some
terrible
circumstances.
The full fake surprise, like, oh my goodness! Oh, Grayson! Oh, please, yes, I would love to see her. I think she would need as much support as she could need right now.
She does. And if she's not currently at the temple, being soothed by our apprentice, by our priestess, Jamie, she might be at home. He points to George Gilly's house and the forge where you actually just were a few moments ago.
I'll do like
be at home with the dog with the yellow hat.
I need to rush back to my room at the inn. I have a gift for her. I'll bring it to the temple. Maybe we'll see. I'll look at Aisling to be like, is this what we want to do, or do we want to keep following them? Maybe we'll come back later with the gift, or should we follow them now, or?
You can't go to a new temple without a gift, or a new Grayson without a gift.
Right.
We have to go by.
Okay. Thank you for telling us where she is. We will be there as soon as we can.
Right. Lair will be with you, and he bows and gives you the fist bump and departs. Meanwhile,
go
ahead.
Before he goes, I'm just gonna say, could you? We are here as a surprise for her, so if you maybe don't tell her, I would like to surprise her, and hopefully that's, something for her to look forward to without her knowing.
He's already started to trail off, walk toward Old Town, but he kind of grins a semi-charming, handsome smile at you and says, "Of course," and then turns back. And Gilmore doesn't say anything during all of this, and they're continuing to whisper in conversation and move towards Old Town.
Okay, I just look back at Aisling like, old man. Okay.
So, as this is all happening, Elena and Milo have decided to do some more investigation around George Gilly's house.
So, where should we start? I suppose his bedroom, maybe? I don't know.
Well, yes, we walk into the room, and I'm going to check for traps.
So, So you're currently on the outside of the house.
Oh, okay.
You do see, in fact, that the front door is slightly ajar, and that there's a doghouse in the background. There are some very obvious footsteps in the almost melted snow that lead straight to the front door of this one-story home with a thatched roof and like two stone steps to walk up to the front door. The home itself is built on a slightly elevated plot of land. Could both of you make an investigation check around the snow and the footsteps, and I'll explain a little bit more about what you see.
14 altogether.
14? Okay.
19.
So Elena has figured out that these footsteps are not the same size as George Gilly's footsteps, because you remember encountering them earlier today. And in addition, these footsteps don't look entirely human.
They look like it could be the dog with the yellow hat.
Could you... they look significantly bigger than what you would assume the dog looks like, but you haven't met what kind of dog, what the breed of dog is, so you're not 100% sure.
Interesting. Yeah, should we check out the doghouse first or the inside of the house?
No, sure. Let's go to the
Doghouse. Okay. So the two of you like climb over the fence around to the backyard, and you see that there is this sort of really sad-looking golden retriever dog wearing a bright yellow hat, and sort of have never seen a dog crying before, but this dog is like just looking at the ground and walking up to the back door and walking back to its house and walking back to the back door and like whimpering the whole time.
Hello, dog with the yellow hat.
The dog looks over at you, kind of walks up and sniffs at your feet, and then turns back and looks at the back door of the house.
You may be wondering why we're here today. I'm Olena Ketsk of the Virlinian Vanguard. I'm holding as if I'm FBI. We're sorry to inform you that Curious George Gilly was found dead earlier today. Are you hungry or like?
The dog is continuing to whimper and paw at the back door of George Gilly's house.
I know, very sad.
Open the back door for him.
Okay.
You open the back door, it's unlocked, and the dog like runs into the house and is like looking around and investigating. Do you follow the dog?
Yeah.
Not before checking for traps.
Okay, could you give me a perception? We'll start with a perception check.
I have extra trap perception. I don't know. Oh, it's not good. It's 9.
I mean, so you're like eyeing the back door and kind of moving your hands around the door knob and the jamb and the hinges, and you're not detecting any triggers of any kind.
I guess the dog did just run through the door. I'll sit
Also
through
there.
with Milo. Yeah.
Yeah, Milo's following the dog around now.
The two of you walk inside and you see a middle-class 2-room home. The front room has a table and chairs and a blanket tacked to the wall with patterns in red, orange, and yellow diamond shapes. There's a stone oven connected to a chimney and fruits and spices in bowls and bottles with the scent of pungent garlic and onion freshly lingering in the air. The dog in the yellow hat is kind of pawing at the fruits that are on the bowls, but he can't quite reach without some help. In a separate corner of the room, looks like there's a workbench area cluttered in scrolls and metal bars and nails and hammers and bolts, typical blacksmith kind of stuff. You also notice that there is lots of wood dust all over the floor and a row of hooks hanging along the wall where there are different tools like tongs and like something like that looks like pliers and things like this. There is a doorway in the room that you're currently standing that leads to the bedroom, and from the outside you can see that there are 2 beds in the bedroom. So at this moment, the dog in the yellow hat is kind of like pawing at the fruit and kind of like trying to get onto the higher table, but can't quite reach.
Are dogs allowed to eat fruit?
I don't know, certain types maybe. I'm not sure. I've never really kept a dog before.
Either of you want to make a nature check?
Sure.
Or animal handling. Actually, I could do animal handling too.
Nature, non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. You kind of get the sense that this might be the dog in the yellow hat's regular routine is to eat whatever human food has been prepared by George.
Milo will give him a boost up.
Okay. Milo, the dog seems very happy about this. He's like immediately using his nose to move around this apple on the table as he tries to lick it and then try to bite into it. He's not doing a great job biting it. Every time he moves his nose, but he pushes the apple forward by accident, and he tries to catch it with his tongue, but he's just not very good at biting it. Good news is you see a knife nearby if you wanted to slice up the apple.
Oh my god, I guess. I just start
You want to
slicing.
I think you say you want to sacrifice the dog. I was like, no. Yeah. Do you want me to? I'll look around while you do whatever that is that you're doing.
Yeah, Milo will grab the knife and check it out.
I'm gonna
So
sort of
any
look
blood?
around.
Anything on the knife? Or is it just a regular old knife?
It seems like a regular old knife.
Alright, I'll start cutting up the apple.
Blood.
This pleases the dog in the yellow hat greatly, and as you start creating slices from this apple and feed the dog, he seems to warm up to you quite rapidly, and he kind of licks your fingers a little bit as you feed him. Meanwhile, Olena has poked her head into what seems to be the bedroom, where you see the two beds, one that looks like a larger bed where two adult-sized humans could sleep along the southern wall, and there's kind of a much smaller twin-sized bed on the western wall, which looks like it must be for Grayson. Both beds look neatly made, as if no one had slept there recently. On the northern wall, there are two chests of drawers next to each other, one slightly taller than the other, beneath a window that seems to have been broken from the outside. And there are glass shards and window shavings on the inside. There are clothes in disarray on the floor, some of which are next to the large bed. There's also a 3-foot wide closet built into one of the walls that have books and family belongings, and there's a shelf there that stands out, which looks like it has some sort of feminine touches. You see a vase with some flowers in it. You see a bottle which looks like it has a perfume nozzle that you would spray, and a hat made of purple dyed felt with the lace trim alongside some dainty gloves. So that's what Olena sees.
Well, did Curious George have a wife?
I thought she died a while back though.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I recall, she passed a year ago or so, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
This window is broken in. It's sort of closed in disarray here, so I'm wondering maybe my immediate assumption is that Grayson didn't have a key to her own home, so she had to break a window, come in, grab her stuff, and run away. But it could also be a murderer.
Well, I mean, the door was open when we walked in.
Yeah, that's the strange part. I'm going to go around and like tap dance. Not really, but see if there's any like hollow boards in the floor or on the walls.
Give me a perception check.
Milo's gonna look and see if anything of value was taken from the chests. I think, just like if it looks like anything was there that's now missing.
So, Milo, you're kind of inspecting some of the shelves that were built into the wall near all of this, like the hat and the gloves, and you see this card written on heavy paper that seems to be from the funeral of George's wife.
Look at it closer. Like, Is there anything written in it?
Yeah, there's something written on it. It reads, and it seems to be something like a speech maybe that Curious George would have made at the funeral. It says, "I have nothing but eternal gratitude and eternal sadness on this date, the burial of my wife, Gilly. Gilly, you were the best thing to happen to me. You and our beloved daughter Grayson, and of course our golden retriever, the dog in the yellow hat. I want to thank our friends and family for accompanying us through this most tragic of days. A reminder that life's cycles have taken Hilly to another plane of existence, a plane that we will all walk upon at the end of our journey."
Well, that's lovely.
Well, yeah, that's pretty nice. Touching tribute. Is there anything else on it?
What was your perception roll, Elena?
12.
12. Elena, you do notice that the broken glass and window shavings are all on the floor, which means something must have busted in from outside. It might be worth it to investigate what could have been outside by going back outside the house, or trying to understand what kind of creature would have done this.
Okay. I'm going to go look and see outside maybe who did this or how they did it, if you want to keep looking around in here.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep looking for clues.
I'll pass by the dog in the yellow hat again, make sure he's still normal.
Yeah, the dog is using its nose to try to get another apple, and he's totally failing at this point without Milo's help. And he's whimpering as he's using his nose some more.
Is there any, kibble anywhere? Okay. Fantasy kibble?
Fantasy
I'll
kibble,
walk
no.
outside.
Milo, where are you looking, or where exactly are you looking?
Just around the broken glass, or if there's any other footprints.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh, that's not good. 6.
Milo, you really actually think that there's something here on the floor, but you can't make out any specific shapes or ideas out of the mess that's on the ground.
Yeah, I think I'd just go look at the dog again and start cutting another apple for it.
Okay. Elena, could you actually give me another perception check or an investigation check now that you're outside?
Natural 20.
Is this on perception or investigation?
Either.
I'm gonna give it to you for investigation.
Oh, sorry, 21 if it's
21.
investigation.
Elena, you're judging from the damage from the outside, because you can also see some bits of wood and glass. You get the sense that the wall was punched in from the outside by something very large, something like a bear or wolf, possibly with claws, or something, an owl bear even possibly, some huge creature, definitely not a human.
Okay, I will relay that to Milo and also say, do you think the dog in the yellow hat gets bigger? Like Clifford, the big red dog?
I
I
suppose
don't know
I
if you've
could
ever
ask
heard
him.
that story before, but...
Well, it wasn't a dog where I'm from. It's a cat, but
Clifford
yeah,
the big red cat?
yeah.
That would make me literally die of allergies. I would just pass out cold. Yeah.
Well,
it would be
I
really
hope we
bad.
never run into him then.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, well, I don't. Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty worn out, but I could talk to the fella. I mean, be like the last
I
thing.
do feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna really have to rest before we.
Elena, since you asked Milo about whether
Clifford the big
the
red
dog in the yellow hat would grow and change, it has dawned on you that neither you nor Milo have checked out what's in the doghouse.
Oh, yeah, but before you talk to that dog, let me go look in the doghouse.
Hey, you want me to come with you, or?
Yes, I'm a little nervous now that there's going to be a very giant dog in there.
Okay. Should we maybe wait for the others, or? I don't know.
Nah.
All right. Okay. Let's go for
Did
it.
we talk about where we're gonna meet up after this?
You're not. So the two of you walk over to the doghouse, which is painted red, and have a look inside. And on the ground, you see several what looks to be like dog toys. These sort of stuffed animals with a lot of the stuffing all over the floor of the doghouse. It looks to be like this big puffy white cotton balls.
Should I walk in there? It's about my size, actually. You know.
Yeah. As you take a closer look, Milo, you can see that these creatures all have a tag around the neck. They're kind of like stuffed animals or formerly stuffed animals, because you're getting the sense that the dog in the yellow hat is playing with these toys and ripped out the cotton stuffing. One is a long crocodile. The other is in the shape of a pelican, the large blue mouth pouch under its beak. There's also a monkey and a bear. Could you give me a perception check, Milo?
11 altogether.
You notice that the size of these stuffed animals are quite large, like not quite a foot tall, but large enough that like it would be the kind of thing that you would typically see a child holding and carrying around. It's kind of interesting, and you're wondering why such toys would be here in the doghouse. It's also at this moment that the dog in the yellow hat has returned outside and is kind of looking up at you and whimpering.
I feel like you have to talk to the dog.
No. All right, here we go.
Sorry.
And then, I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Where's Dad?
No!
Oh, bud. He's dead.
What? What's?
I mean,
So when is he coming back? Where's Dad?
he's according to what he believes in the next plane of existence, and he's moved on, bud.
The dog's ears are kind of flapping, and he's not quite understanding what you're saying. And he looks over at Elena, and you can hear the dog is saying, "Do you know where my dad is?"
He's asking if you know where his dad is. It's really sad.
Oh, your dad went to a farm upstate. Yeah, that, he's in a better place now.
So he's not coming back? He left me here?
No. I can't understand you.
He's asking if you left him there. It's pretty dark on this end.
Elena did not laugh. That was Emily laughing because she's uncomfortable with death. No, he's not coming back. But Grayson's still around.
Oh, but Grayson's not home. Is she with that lady again?
Lady? Can you describe the lady?
She smells like fire.
Smells like fire.
Yeah, she smells like burning.
Is it, Laugh? The helper? Your dad's helper?
She's my friend. It's a different lady.
Oh, a different lady. Does she have, any identifying symbols, marks, or anything?
She wears a robe with a hood on it.
Oh. And now you see her around?
She was talking to my dad not so long ago.
Did it seem like they were fighting or something?
No, they seemed happy. She was giving him money.
Oh, that's always nice. Buys you plenty of apples, am I right?
Mm-hmm. And he's nodding his head and kind of smiling at Milo.
Well, did you hear anything happen last night? There's a huge windows broken over there, and
I sleep through everything, so I didn't hear nothing.
Can I insight check on a dog that I don't understand?
You can do it at disadvantage. Like,
Okay. Ooh, I rolled 2 12s. That's weird. What is my character sheet? Hello? Okay. 12.
yeah, the dog in the yellow hat is being as honest. It seems like he's being as honest as it can be, and wouldn't have a motive to lie, especially given how much he's missing his dad.
Okay.
Well, he sleeps through everything he's saying, Olena, and didn't see anything, but he did say he saw a lady that smells like fire.
Lady that smells like fire.
She was paying him some money. I think maybe buying the lock that we saw, that big old lock.
And does that like description of a woman ring any bells? To Emily with the poor memory? Or Olena with the...
When you say that, the dog's ears kind of perk up when you say the word bells, and the dog nods its head at you, in your direction, Elena.
Bells?
Yeah.
What about bells?
Yeah. It's the lady that smells like fire, and there's bells in her house.
Oh, at the big church over there? I don't point to the church. Can I even see the church?
You probably could see the top of the church from where you are, yeah.
Over there?
Dog nods its head and said, yeah, that's her house.
All right.
Didn't Aisling and Siri both head that way? So maybe we...
Yeah, we should probably catch up to them.
You want to come with us, dog with the yellow hat?
Yeah, dog with the yellow hat. I mean,
Do you feel as if you would be a good comrade in battle? Please say yes.
When's Dad bringing me another stuffed animal?
Those are your stuffed animals?
Mm-hmm. They're a present.
Yeah, they look nice. Pretty big though.
Yeah, I don't know where he got them. I think he got them from the bar.
Do you mind if I grab one?
Oh no, not at all.
Can I grab one and check if there's anything in it?
Yeah, give me you pick up one of them and you notice it's very, very heavy for a stuffed animal. So you reach your arm inside and you see that inside the one that you picked up is a full bottle of kife.
Oh, this is interesting.
What?
A big old bottle of kife just got stuffed in here.
Hello. I turned back to the dog with the yellow hat.
The dog just grinning at you.
Kife. I'm gonna say the word kife.
The dog doesn't respond to that.
Okay.
But Milo, you are noticing around the neck of this stuffed animal is a tag, and the tag reads, "Weenie babies."
Weenie babies, huh? And I just rip one of the tags off, knowing how much it devalues
What did you
it.
call me?
They're called weenie
That
babies.
was funny. Okay.
That's good. Yeah. So you rip off the tag, and on the back of the tag, it's stitched in black lettering. It says "Made in Hazelward."
Well, this is pretty interesting. And then because I'm inside the doghouse, I'm pretty sure at this point,
Yeah.
I reach out with the tag so that Elena can read it.
What are you doing? Made in Hazelward. A weenie baby. Have I ever heard of weenie babies?
No, but you don't have to roll insight. You would know that the local toy stop, Ween's Oddities and Playthings, would be where such toys would have originated. It just makes sense.
And are we in Hazelwood right now? Thank God. Okay, that would have been embarrassing if we weren't. Okay.
And you also remember that Jesk's last name is Ween.
Hmm. Well,
Goyles are shopping.
can I grab another one and lift it up and see if it's this heavy?
Yeah, give me another investigation check.
Oh, that's terrible. I think only 5. Yeah, 5.
So you pick up the pelican, and the pelican is empty. But by reaching your arm inside, there definitely is a cavity inside this stuffed animal that would have fit another bottle of kife.
Just a limp pelican. Okay, wait, so what you're saying is there's kife inside these weenie babies. I think we should bring a weenie baby with us and the dog with the yellow hat and meet up with the ladies, take down the Church of England, and get out of here.
Oh yeah, let's do it. That sounds like a great idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there any way we could just strap a weenie baby to my belt or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Okay.
With kife still inside.
Yeah.
So you want one with a bottle still inside? That
Yeah.
After kind of rummaging around, you realize the one that Milo picked up was the only one that had a bottle of kife left inside. All the other toys inside the doghouse are empty.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shove that bottle of kife inside the pelican.
Okay. So you're taking the pelican with you.
Yeah, I like the pelican.
And I'll say to the dog with the yellow hat, "We'll get you another toy, bud." And then.
It's at this point the dog in the yellow hat has kind of dozed off and has fallen asleep.
All right. Let's just leave him, I suppose. I mean, he's
I want him to be my battle companion.
Well, I can try. I can talk to him, I guess, if you want to wake him up. We can come back and get him too. I mean, we're
That's
about
true.
to probably
Yeah.
get into a pretty messy situation, I suppose. So.
That is true. And he's gonna need to be fed and taken care of.
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, someone has to do it. I mean, Grayson maybe, if she's still alive, wherever the heck she is. I don't know. And let's go find Siri and Aisling and see what they've found out.
All right. Goodbye, dog with the yellow hat.
The dog is snoozing
Yeah, he's so cute.
inside the doghouse at this point.
Give him a quick little scratch behind the ears on the way out.
It's like he's grinning and mouthing dead, but he's dreaming already.
Well, that's sad. All right.
Okay.
So Aisling and Siri have been in conversation.
Diligently shopping. Is that it?
We definitely haven't strayed far. We're probably followed them and then got distracted by a shop. So we're just still in town.
Mm-hmm. So if you're still in town, you can see where George's Forge is, and you can see that you'd be able to see, even if you looked over at the house, that your friends are over there.
I definitely think if we did get distracted by shopping, Siri would go through the act of trying to find something for Grayson, so they do have a gift for Grayson.
Okay.
And depending on if it is a small town, whatever store we're in, I might ask, do you know Grayson and what she might like?
Yeah. They all say yes, and they seem to be pointing at a jumpsuit of sorts, kind of with the feet on the bottom of it.
Just a onesie.
It's like a onesie.
Okay.
How big
Grayson,
is the onesie?
They tell you at the tailor shop that Grayson really likes animals.
Is there a onesie? Are there different types? There's a lion onesie,
Yep.
and there's
different animals. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask them which one they know that she hasn't bought yet, or if there's one that she always comes and looks at or something.
Oh, they tell you that she really likes the more ferocious animals, so sharks and bears and things like that. Tigers, yeah.
I'm trying to think what the most ferocious one is. That would be it. I buy the scariest one.
All right, you buy the one that has the jaggedest teeth, and you know that you'd be able to paint blood on it, or some color and dye it.
Some lipstick on it.
Yeah, it looks like a werewolf with bulbous eyes, this hideous mange across its face and teeth. That looks quite ferocious.
All right, I'm gonna get that one for her.
Okay.
I'll get a gift wrap too.
Okay. All together, it costs 2 gold.
All right, give them 2 gold. Are you buying that dress, Aisling?
No.
Okay.
The vendor seems to know Grayson and the family, and says, "I won't even charge you for the gift wrap this time. It's such a tragedy what happened to Grayson and the family. They're kind of telling you to send their best wishes to Grayson and hope that Grayson's doing well."
We absolutely will. I mean, it just seems such a. We don't even know. I know that she. Do I know that she lost her mom? I don't know anything.
You would have heard. You were in the vicinity when you learned that story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably just add Yes, what I know that she lost her mom. What happened there, and now the dad, and just it seems so odd to lose both parents in such a tragic way, you know?
Yeah, they nod their head, and you can tell they're kind of emotional over losing such a nice, such a nice set of parents in the town.
Well, if you do see Grayson before we do, don't. It's supposed to be a surprise for us to see her, but we are trying to find her. We haven't been able to see her yet. That's all. My head is, I don't know. Carlin is very fuzzy today. I don't know. I'm not feeling super great. Anyway.
Aisling, anything in addition?
No, I don't shop.
Okay.
I steal things usually. But
are you gonna steal anything?
No.
Do you say that out loud in the shop?
Right.
Usually
I just steal what I want.
Usually I just take things, but I don't see anything I want to take from here.
Oh, bold.
I guess
So the two of you leave the
we'll
shop.
step out. Yeah, we'll step out and hopefully run into the rest of our group.
No, I
I'm
mean,
screaming at the top of my lungs for it.
the two of you walk out of the tailor shop, so you're in the center of the square, and you can easily see the forge from where you're standing, and that Milo and Elena are walking away from the yard of George Gilly's house.
Do we see each other?
Yeah,
Can
so
we
you
just,
see,
wave?
you see each other.
Where are they?
Oh yeah, I'll drop the extra stealth. Oh, now they can see us.
Oh,
There they are.
you guys will not believe what we found. Number 1, dog with yellow hat, saddest motherfucker in existence. Number 2. I know, I really want to take him as like a battle companion, but he just thinks his dad's gonna come back.
Oh, that's
Very sad. Milo talked to him. It's very sad.
Depressing.
Secondly, you may have noticed my new accessory.
Yes, it's yeah.
Milo, tell him the story.
Yeah, so we found this one in the doghouse, and you'll never believe what's inside this thing.
You stole a toy from a grieving dog?
Yeah, he was asleep.
He allowed us.
I told him we'd bring him another, but
I'll take it off my belt and hand it to Siri.
Oh.
Siri,
Isn't it a little heavy?
Yeah. Siri notices it's a little heavy.
Beans.
Right.
I bet it's beans.
Yeah, put your hand inside, and you notice a full bottle of kife.
I'll show it to Aisling as well.
Does Aisling have any? Have we talked to Aisling about kife at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way,
Well, Lena, you were pretty out of it when you were talking to Aisling last week. It was
I really?
I mean, yeah,
Interesting how
it's-
that is.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I maybe had a cold.
You said
Mhm.
comrade a lot. It was a little disconcerting. I don't know, but
Sometimes
could
when
be-
I get sick, I revert to the old country.
It could be the hat that you're wearing. It's covered in cat fur.
You're still wearing that straw hat that the mayor gave you.
That's covered in cat fur.
I don't remember that at all.
happened while you were gone. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Out of game, I think Aisling has some drug connections or something. Didn't you say that you're in town looking for your friend Kife? And we were like, what?
That's how I introduced it, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, different drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
hate.
different-
we all
yeah.
hate. We all hate kife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kife is invading
Lit.
his town as well.
But we don't
Yeah.
all hate drugs. Some of us think drugs are a lucrative business.
Yeah.
Mhm. But Kife in particular is very
It's
damaging.
bad. No, reasonable that not all drugs are
Yeah.
bad, but some of them are. Drugs are bad. Okay. I put the pelican back on my belt.
We also we did talk to the priest and to that little floating person who's a genie. I'm not sure. I don't know if Siri would know what that is, so I'll just say it out loud. They had a lot of tattoos and like a very poisonous spider. I think Aisling said as one of them.
Oh.
It was Gil.
Right on the face. That's
Mhm.
scary.
I think it might be connected to the coil of mayhem. They also mentioned something about, we also heard them say, I like get kind of softer. They said they're trying to find Grayson and that they have to have a plan in place because it's going to be the full moon tonight.
Was it a full moon last night?
Well, the full moon only happens one night, I think. It's usually how that happens.
Oh. I
Well,
thought
okay.
I think.
If there's a,
Milo and Siri, could you both give me a nature check?
Sure.
A 10 for me.
Nature 11.
Yeah, both of you have not been paying much attention to the moon waxing and waning, but you look up into the sky and it's still a little too light out to see, what phase it's in. So it might help to talk to someone who knows a little bit more about that.
But anyway, the priest did say that Grayson might be either at home and with the dog or possibly at the temple.
They definitely weren't home.
yeah. And the dog told us that they're friends with a woman at the temple.
Yeah,
who
it
was
smells like
speaking-
fire.
Yeah.
Maybe the same floating lady. Who knows?
The floating? Was that a lady?
Was
The
it a
genie
lady?
person?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I just saw a floating person.
Mm-hmm. They didn't introduce themselves, so I'm not sure how they refer to themselves.
Oh.
Very rude. Very rude, Genie.
Hmm. What's a genie?
They float.
Oh,
Well, that makes sense. That adds up.
Rolled
It
a
really
two.
does.
Okay, so I think we have to go to the cathedral place
Mhm.
because all paths seem to lead there, and these toys are from.
The weenie.
This is a weenie baby from Weenies.
Yeah. Who happens to
if it
be
was...
the father of the bartender that we just met, who sent us to the barn, who's distributing kife in these little things. So I don't know. It might be worth checking that out a bit later too. I don't know. I think we should go to the
Is there,
church
like-
for sure, but
So the weenie baby is from the bar, or is there a toy store in
Like a
town
toy
to buy
store,
them
right?
at?
I think, yeah, toy store,
Yeah.
Weenie's toy store or something like that.
You're all standing kind of close to or in the center square in town, and you can see there's a toy store very close to the Dripping Quill. And the name of the toy store is Ween's Oddities and Playthings. WOP.
Should we check the toy store first and then maybe head to the church?
Sure. Were you just in there? You have a stuffed animal right there.
I have a gift wrap box. I don't know if you can tell it.
yeah,
It's-
no.
yeah.
I have a pretty high percent. No.
Actually, see through boxes.
I just bought something for Grayson
Oh, that's
for when we see her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's wean it up.
all right. I like the. Yeah, that's a way of putting it, I suppose. And then.
Comrade.
Waddle.
To
We'll
toy
start
shop.
the wean
toy store.
things first. Yeah.
So the group waddles over to this wooden toy store that's very much just a few doors down from the Dripping Quill. WOP in big letters, Ween's Oddities and Playthings. And there's a sign kind of tacked to the glass from the inside that says, currently closed, gone to the joke off. We'll be back when we feel like it. And curtains hang behind that sign, so you can't actually see what's inside. Those of you who are well familiar with what's going on in Dadash would know that the joke off is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to be there
tomorrow
for
night.
that. Okay. Church it is, and then maybe we head back to Zash and try to catch the wean.
Maybe, yeah. Or we could try and break in there, I guess, and look around, but I don't know if we have enough evidence to support that, besides
Mm-hmm.
there's a bottle of kife in this guy's toy.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess, like, somebody could have put the kife in afterwards, after they bought it, or...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's just go to the church. I'm overthinking it. Sorry.
No, it was a very good idea.
So Aisling and Siri would know from overhearing but also from the brochure that Aisling received, that the church is only a 10-minute walk from the square in Old Town.
I'll bring out the brochure and.
Is it like a tourist map kind of thing where it's like?
You see the picture of the church. Looks like it's some weird, horrible, 1-story tall with a giant steeple, and there's like bats flying around. And Lyra's symbol, which is the upside down triangle, is kind of like boldly shown on the printing of this brochure.
So it looks like a Salem haunted house brochure.
You could say that.
Like,
Yes.
100%. Okay. Well, are we headed here now?
Sure. I mean, unless you guys want to come back later.
I don't know if something is going down tonight. It sounded like Gilmore wanted to try to trap Grayson or get a hold of Grayson or something. I don't know.
You know, I'm getting a little creeped out. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies over here, and thinking that maybe some larger creatures got Grayson or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we did sort of see, large footprints, right? And large window. The window was broken in the Gilly's home by something large, we think.
You know, and I was meaning to say something, but I completely spaced. There's just a ton going on right now. Yeah, there's like some footprint. I couldn't quite make out what it was in the glass back in her room. I don't know if either of you could identify it, but something in there. I don't know if it's worth tracking back or what.
Did they look like the same footprints outside of the barn that I definitely pointed out to someone?
Mm-hmm.
Or in the barn? I can't remember. We said they were either wolf or bear prints, I think.
Aisling would need to actually have a look and investigate to know that for sure.
You guys want to track back? I mean, it can't hurt. There's nothing back there.
I mean, it's
sure.
just 3
It's
doors
right
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, we can take a quick look.
All right.
Why did they mention the full moon? What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I've heard stories of stuff happening on full moons, but never experienced nothing like it.
Oh, okay.
Siri, could you make an insight check actually, since you asked that question?
Oh, that's an 18 on the die. Plus 5. Was that 23?
Damn.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She would say, I sure hope it's not like any of those scary stories from when you were a kid, you know? With those people that like get bitten and then they turn into really big scary animals.
Oh, jeez.
Lysington? Like they have lice or something? Lysin topics?
Well, that's ringing a bell from the story, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like lice.
Lice. Yeah.
Terrifying stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like they get bitten. Right. They get bitten by lice and they turn into big scary monsters. I think that's how it worked.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very serious
We
story.
all have very strange childhood stories.
You didn't have the stories about the lice that bite you and then you turn into big scary animals?
Did I have werewolf
The lice
stories
and
in my
topics.
youth, Matt?
The lice and
No.
topics.
No, I have never heard this story. But do you know the story of Baba Yaga?
you freaking love that story. You keep
Bobby
telling me.
Yagi? I don't know who Bobby Yagi is.
Okay.
It's at this moment that you can all hear the bells coming from the Temple of Lyra, and they bong 7 times because it's now 7 in the evening.
Jeez.
Uh,
The day flew by.
yeah, last wine drinkers kind of shouting in your direction, like, "Hey, I need to go home. You're gonna leave this guy here, or you can't actually leave this guy here. You gotta move this dude.
Why?
Not
Oh,
mine."
guy.
The house, but it's a forge isn't yours either.
Yeah, but I have to tend after it. George passed away. She's continuing. She's like waving at you. Come over here.
I whisper to the group, I'm like, why don't we just put the body in George's bed?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's just roll him up in that little blanket, and then we'll tuck him in the bed and leave him there
I'll
until.
leave him with the dog and the yellow hat.
We'll close the door. The dog won't know. I'll cut up some apples for the fella, and then we can head to the church.
All right. Aisling and Siri go start cutting up apples and inspecting the footprint.
Okay.
Ilo and I will carry the body over.
Okay.
Okay. So as you do this, Laugh is totally done with her wine bottle. She's kind of closing up shop and putting the lock on the forge. And she says, I hope you find out who did this.
Yeah. Same. Just get home safe, I suppose.
Yeah, do you think the person who killed this quarter fella is the same who killed George Gilly?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Can't make assumptions about the case
Hey,
till it's closed.
Since I'm the new coroner, let me look over the body.
Okay.
The wounds look similar?
Give me a perception check, Elena. 16. Elena, the wounds do not look similar. The wounds on George Gilly indicated a huge laceration, like a slash across the back with a large weapon, and that his head exploded. The wounds on Shamash the coroner looked like some large animal, mauled him and took out his ribs, so that there were like some guts that were clawed at and destroyed and taken out.
No, I don't believe they were the same. This guy looks like he was like mauled by a bear or something, like a bear that had lice. But
lichen. It's a lichen.
Oh, a lichen.
That's on boats. That's on boats.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's right.
Elena, after you explain this, you can tell that Laugh doesn't like the news that you've given her, and she's sort of anxious, laughing like, I really hope they catch this thing. And she's looking at you like she hopes it's you who catches this thing.
Insight check.
Okay, sure.
I just don't.
Don't trust anyone.
18.
She seems genuinely frightened by all of this and totally confused because she seemed to think that it was the same thing, but now she's not sure.
Well,
So-
be safe on your walk home. You never know.
Could you give me an insight check as well? An additional, I'm sorry, not insight. Could you give me an investigation check as well?
16 again.
I'm going to type something to you in the chat.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know what could be hiding around the corner, so keep an eye out on your walk home.
Oh, that's
Hiding around
really
the
reassuring.
corner.
New corner. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And she disappears and starts walking towards Old Town. It's at this point that Aisling and Siri are kind of investigating and also cutting up apples, and you hear this mournful howling sound coming from the doghouse as you're cutting up fruit.
Just make sure you don't put any seeds. We have to keep the seeds separate.
Okay. Should we? Do you think that was the dog? Should we take a look? Did we look at the footprint already though before we go outside?
Give me an investigation check, whoever's looking at the footprint.
Can someone roll for me? I have a cat on both of my hands right now.
What is your perception? You rolled an 18, so.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Perception is +3, so 21.
Nice.
So a couple things. Siri thinks that there's definitely some large animal that must have busted in from the outside, and the tracks actually lead west out of town, or west on the road that goes out of town. So that's kind of strange. You're not sure if this is telling you that this creature came from within the town or from outside of the town.
I tell that to Aisling.
Do they look the same as the barn tracks?
They do look the same as the barn tracks.
It's like, yeah, I don't know what this has to do with the barn, because I don't know if animals, every time I've become an animal, it usually doesn't have thumbs. So I don't know how it could light something on fire. So I don't know if the animal lit the barn on fire, but I think it's the same animal. At least they're friends.
Or the animal killed the person and then ran away from the barn, and then someone followed us and tried to kill us? Or,
At this point, I walk up with the body.
Mhm.
I get the sense that the murderer okay, so it seems like it was different murderers for each body, but I think it was somebody who might have been an animal in one form and then a human in the other form.
they were bit by lice?
Yes. We're just gonna go with that. Yes, they were.
It's at this
Ridden with
moment.
lice.
It's at this moment that the dog in the yellow hat is awake and
Good morning.
sees Helena holding this body, and the dog's walking over, kind of sniffing the body. And Milo, how long did your spell last?
10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes? Okay, so it would have passed already. But the dog is looking at this body and then kind of looking away and down at the floor with a very sad moan.
Is this
not
his
his
dad? Oh, it's not his.
No,
Okay,
this is the
I couldn't
coroner.
remember.
The coroner. Yeah. But for a moment, the dog thought it was his dad.
Hey, Bella, do you know who killed this guy?
The
I
dog
don't-
looks up to you kind of happily, and he's barking a little bit, but you can't understand what he's saying.
All right, I don't want to cast another spell talking to this guy. I only have 2 slots left with this old pearl that you gave me, so I don't know.
Maybe we can bring the dog with us.
Yeah,
He
sure.
can help us. Would you like to do that, little puppy? Do you want to come with us to figure out where your dad is?
Give me an animal handling check, Siri.
13.
You are doing your best to kind of cajole this dog into following you, and whenever you mention the word church, you see that he's baring his teeth, like he's a little afraid to want to engage with whatever is related to the church.
Dog is Jewish.
It doesn't seem to like the temple. I don't think it should come with us, but I definitely think we should come back to talk to him maybe tomorrow.
And you said that you saw the footprints leading out of town
Oh, yes, it was leading out west.
towards the dash.
The dash would be
Okay.
east, so
I was
it would
just
be.
worried that, like, I don't know, the lice were going to attack the joke off.
Oh yeah, that'd be terrible.
Very itchy experience.
Oof.
Okay, but no, we're fine.
Would be a funny joke.
Oh, that is true. Maybe we should let lice loose. Loose lice. At the. Alright. Let's go to the church, for fuck's sake.
Should we go right now, guys? I don't know, man. I don't. All right, yeah, let's go.
Well, if there's going to be
Maybe we can just check it out.
full moon,
We'll just...
If-
yeah.
if there's going to be a full moon tonight, I'm worried that the lice will strike again.
Mhm.
You said it's 7 o'clock.
Correct.
Is this daylight savings, or is this it gets dark at 5:30?
It's late, very late summer, starting to be early fall. So nightfall will be very soon.
Okay, so probably not moon sighting ability at this point in time.
I don't know if I could tell you that, but
We could take a short rest.
Yeah,
That help anybody?
I'm pretty good on health, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Let's just go. Let's just go check it out.
Alright. Get your praying hands up.
okay.
All right, so the party walks the very easy 10 minutes through the rich part of town. I mean, the homes you're passing, some of them have 2 stories. Some of them have some of the nicest wood you've seen in many central Virlinian villages, like teak and cedar and maple. Just like the staining on the exterior is just beautiful on a lot of the homes in this part of the town. And you find yourselves walking up to this kind of horrible-looking stone church. It looks way worse than what it does in the brochure. There is a single 15-foot tall steeple with 3 bells in the belfry, one bell on top of one another. There are carvings all over the exterior of the church on your level. There are bodies of all different races and a lot of animal-human hybrids, like human cat with like cat ears and whiskers, human bird with like human eyes, but a bird beak and human arms and things like this. And the faces are scowling, like it looks like they're in pain. The front door is slightly ajar, and you can hear some like things being hammered. You can hear the distinct sound of like hammer and nails or hammer on wood, and some voices as well.
Can I stop everybody before we go in really quickly and point at the carvings and then look at the 2 older friends and say, do you remember how Ash used to be able to shift? Do we think this whole town is infected with lice?
Oh, it could be. It could be.
That would be very cool.
I haven't even thought of that. That's a good point.
But Ash didn't shift into any animals like
And she still had
our
control
druid
too.
friend. Yeah.
She shifted into like kind
Looked
of
like a
woofy.
beetle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe.
Maybe that's like part of the blessing of this god? That everybody can shift?
Mm.
Keep
That's a
it in
great point. I
mind.
didn't. Yeah.
If that's the case, then that might mean that everybody here is a suspect, right?
Yeah, it could be. What do you think? Should we just sit out here and wait for if anything jumps out of there? It sounds like they're nailing something up right now.
Maybe are there windows that we can like look into?
There are no visible windows on the outside.
It looks like the door's open. Maybe we could sneak up there and listen in.
Okay.
They're open 24/7. I asked.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Then I guess we could just walk in.
24/7 rave.
It's a convenience church.
Okay.
We need to go to Joke Fest.
We're gonna praise the Lord.
Hey,
Okay,
yeah.
are we going quietly, stealthily, or are we just going?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try sneaking up and seeing if we overhear anything.
Okay. Could the 4 of you individually make a stealth check then?
How sneaky do you want to go?
Well, I guess if they said we can go anytime, it doesn't really matter if we get caught. But
Yeah, because then we can just be like, no, we were just here to see you.
Okay, so no extra help this time.
Yeah.
17.
17.
Man, I just can't be stealthy
I
today.
rolled a 17 and an 8, so
So 8.
I also got an 8.
I also got an 8.
Well, I'm quiet.
The biggest person is like the quietest. The biggest, bulkiest person.
Yeah, so Elena is quietest. You can hear a voice call out, "We're open."
the rest of the way open,
Where's the
just
door?
to see who's in there.
Okay, so you open the door and you see there's a woman. It looks like a woman standing there. Very short for a human, 5'2". She has tons of freckles, flowing red hair down past her shoulders. Little bit heavy set, wearing black boots. Their look is a little immature. Around their neck is a necklace with a symbol of the goddess Waira. As you open the door a little bit further, you can see into the church, and you can see several rows of pews facing what should be an altar area but you don't actually see an altar. Instead, you see a continuation of the horrible shapes of scowling figures that you see on the outside as well as on the inside where an altar typically is. The
You mean
person
like statues?
on the inside.
Okay, got it.
The person waves you forward and gives you like a fist bump salute and says, Jammy.
Nice to meet you, Jammy. Name's Milo.
Yeah, she, her. Welcome to the Temple of Lyra.
Before I say anything, do we see what was making the hammering sounds?
She's carrying a hammer, actually. It looks like she's putting together something made of wood. And she kind of actually, she's noticing her, Siri, and she says, oh, it's for the new lock we're putting up.
Oh, Siri, she, her, what's the new lock for?
Oh, well, haven't you heard about all the murders in town? People are scared. And the church is made of stone. It's the best fortified building in all of Hazelward. So I figure, and she kind of like flexes her muscles a little bit, I figure it should be up to me and Father Sphere to secure the house of our Lady, Lyra, and fortify this place.
I see. Do I believe that?
Make an insight check.
I'm staying hidden.
It's a natural 20.
Heyo!
Natural 20.
Siri, she seems to be quite genuine and telling you and is really into her hammering.
Well, as long as everyone gets inside, I guess that's a good idea. I look at everybody else like, what are we saying? What are we doing here?
What may I ask, Jammy? Do you need protection from? What do you need this big old lock and all this hammered?
Well, whatever attacked Cloudburst, Zog's Stallion, and whatever killed George Gilly. This is a pattern. We want to protect ourselves. So I don't know what's out there, but you could ask Father Sphere. He's here. And she points at some rooms in the back that look to be like religious offices or something.
All right, thank you very much. And then Milo's gonna walk past and kind of give her a sniff and see if she smells like fire on the way past. But it's very creepy because he's sniffing at someone.
Sniffing a woman.
Yeah.
And he just met. For D&D purposes, can you make a perception check? Yes, you would do that.
I think 13. Perception, yeah, 13.
Yeah, she does, in fact, smell like fire. It's also at this point, Milo, that you look up and you see this huge circular chandelier with most of the candles lit. It's about 30 feet wide, and as you walk by her, she says, "It's me and Father Sphere that have to light those candles every evening. You know how it is."
How the heck do you get all the way up there?
She points to a ladder in the corner, a wooden ladder in the corner.
Mm-hmm. So how did you know Grayson? Did you know her well?
Yeah, I spend lots of time with Grayson. She was here earlier today. I was really consoling her. She doesn't know what to do now that her father has passed, and I've just been giving her some solace and maybe some insight. I think Grayson will be a great addition to the Temple of the Arrow one day. And she winks at you.
I wink back, and she was here earlier, so you're the last person that saw her, I guess. Do you know which way she was headed, where she was going?
Well, I told her that she needed to get something to eat. Even though she's grieving, she has to eat and she has to take care of herself. So I imagine she went back to the Dripping Quill.
Dripping Quill. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, and I'm just gonna keep walking back to where she pointed us towards.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll about halfway toward the doors. I'll turn a bit. Oh, Jamie, I totally forgot to ask. Did you send her out on her own, or did you send someone with her?
She looks down at the floor a little bit and says, "Well, I couldn't. I had to send her alone. Someone needs to tend to the temple and be here at all hours, and I didn't know when Father Sphere was going to get back. He was talking to his friend again." And she her eyes kind of look down at the floor when she tells you that.
Gilmore.
Her eyes perk up and says, "Oh, you know."
Yes, we talked with them earlier today.
She kind of is speaking to you in a conspiratorial tone and beckoning you to lean in a little bit close. And she kind of whispers to you, Aisling, "I don't trust that Gilmore. I think he's in one of the bad factions."
Did the spider give it away?
She kind of half grins and nods her head. Yep.
Well, they seemed pretty rude to me, so they didn't even sign my autograph that I wanted. Follow-up question. I'm so sorry to keep you busy. I know you're trying to lock the doors. Just the way things have been acting today, and we were shopping today, and oh my gosh, the prices were exorbitant high. The prices were very high. Is it back at home where I'm from? This usually only happens around a full moon. Like, is that soon or?
Yeah, it should be happening
makes people
tonight.
wild.
It should be happening tonight at the stroke of midnight.
Oh, you all time your moons?
Well, it just so happens it's the Festival of the Moon. Father Sphere and I will celebrate. Would you care to join us?
Oh, that is way past my bedtime.
Father Sphere, we have visitors.
I'm walking up and I stop if I see them come out.
So out from one of the offices on the western part of the church walks in Father Sphere. You can see he's an older, weathered human man in his 50s. Aisling and Siri got a very good look at his scar on his face. And he seems to be in a very sad mood as he walks towards the party.
Can Milo do a divine sense and check if they're either a celestial fiend undead or using the hallow spell, apparently? And just look at them both to see if they're giving off any vibes.
Do you have to make a roll for that?
No, it just happens.
Just happens?
Yeah, I can use it 3 times per long rest.
You're not detecting any of the above.
No fiend, celestial, undead. Okay.
The temple is in hallowed ground?
It's the hallow spell.
I know, but I was just making a joke because it's
the
temple.
What's the radius on that again?
60 feet.
60? Yeah. You're not detecting any of the above.
Okay. The father was looking tired, like exhausted.
He's looking really sad as he's walking towards the party.
Hey there, Milo Goldfoot. How are you? You look a little down.
He bows, gives you the fist bump and says, "I'm Father Sphere, he, him. Welcome to Hazelward and welcome to the Temple of the Era. We're really glad you joined us." He kind of gives you a wink.
You look a little sad. Why is that?
He says to you, "Well, we've lost a really good one this morning. George Gilly, the town blacksmith. So people are scared." And he points at in Jammy's direction and says, "And so we must fortify what we can and make this place a sanctuary for all." And he waves his arm around the church and kind of shows you the horrible faces and statues that are kind of around the perimeter of the room.
You're making it safe for the statues?
No, the village of Hazelward. We're making it safe for the Hazelwarders.
But why does everyone look so miserable in these statues?
He says, well, if you prayed to Lyra, they wouldn't look horrible at all. He gives you another wink.
Those are so much winking.
Why do you keep winking? Do you have something in your eye? Here, I can blow on it.
He says, well, you have to become a follower and pray to her to see what she wants you to see. You know, Lyra is the goddess of illusions. And sometimes when you come across something that looks one way, it really is something else.
Well, what do you see when you look at these?
Well, when I look around the room, I see joy and warmth and unity. I don't see the scowling images that you see. I see images of holy angels, of people and of all races with beating hearts that are here to support one another. And that's
These
what
stones
I am here
have
to do.
beating hearts in them?
Not literal hearts, madam.
So the people all know to come here tonight, or?
Many of the town do, yes.
And when are they all supposed to show up?
Well, you know, when the time is right. And he grins and winks at you a little bit.
No!
Is there a statue of Lyra or an effigy of some sort?
Could you make a religion check, Easling?
That's a 13.
There's nothing that looks to you like it would be a statue of Lyra, but there might be something in the room that a follower of Lyra would recognize.
Does he refer to himself as like Father? Do they call him Father Zir?
Jamie has been calling him Father Zir, yeah.
Father, I'm relatively new to this world of your beliefs, but from where I stand, normally the object of belief is like big and right in the middle. Do you not have an object that one could maybe pray to if they did want to come into the fold?
He takes from his pocket a necklace with a symbol of Lyra and says, "May I?" And he walks towards you as if he's going to put this necklace around your neck.
Sure. Is it pretty?
It's the symbol of it's the upside down triangle with the coil. So it looks like the thing that you saw at the barn. It looks like what you've seen Jamie wear. So pretty is not a word I would use to describe it.
Great.
Somehow, though, while wearing this necklace, you're able to see like shimmering colors of a glass window where the altar is. And you can see a long table. On it are candelabras lit with many candles. And you see what looks to be a large bowl with a dagger next to it. These are things that you wouldn't have been able to see without this necklace. So once Father Veer sees that you have seen behind the illusion, as it were, he takes the necklace back from your neck and puts it back inside.
Interesting. So do you just pass this around when worshipers are here? Or does everyone get their own?
He pats his pocket and says, "No, that's only for non-believers. Maybe you are a believer. Maybe you want to follow the path, the most righteous path." And you, as you can, you get a. He's speaking like very much directly at you. You get a sense from his breath that there's something not right about Father Veer. Could you actually make an insight check?
Sure.
Alice or just Ace?
Just Aisling for now.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks. That's 7 minus 1, I think. Did you say insight?
Yes.
Oh no,
6.
insight. I'm good at insight.
Okay.
Oh, good.
It's a +3. 10.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
much better.
Not good at investigate. The other I word.
You're just noticing that he has a handsome set of teeth.
Grandma, what large teeth you have.
When I had the necklace on,
Mhm.
I saw all of those things, but did he look different?
He did not look different. His
Okay.
clothes and his face looked the same.
Who has the symbol that we found outside the barn?
It was carved into the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have a memory of it, but not the actual symbol.
I will back away some under my breath, not like silently, but whispery. In Sylvan, I'll just say, "Dear Alira, I want to see also. Amen." Knowing that, I think
Salad.
it was Milo that knows Sylvan also, but
So Milo would have heard that.
do I see different things now? I'm a believer.
Wow, you're converting already? This is... Oh, didn't take much.
Not yet, easily. Or not at the moment.
I think Milo would just be like, "So, Jamie, I couldn't help but notice you smell a bit like fire. Have you been to the barn recently? On the other side of town?"
Jamie looks over at you and says, in a very weird tone of voice, the barn? No, of course not. I've been here all day, hammering
Good check.
away.
Can I also
Get an
check
insight
that?
check.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get it. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 17.
17. You're pretty sure she's lying, and either lying about herself or covering for someone else, Milo.
We found something that made us question the big lock. Did we find a key or did we find another lock? What did we find at the barn? I can't remember.
We found. I thought we saw the lock at the. Did we see the lock, or did we see a mold of the lock at the forge?
We saw a mold of the lock at the forge. We found something at the barn though that made us like. When we saw the mold, we're like, "What the hell is that? Why is that here?"
A big, like, hole or something, yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on, let me check my... God, my handwriting was so bad last week.
Would I remember?
You can make a history check.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 23. No, 22.
There were several chests with thick metal padlocks at them. And you had one of them with
And it was empty, and it looked like Kife was in it.
Mhm.
And that was all we found, right?
Okay.
well, you
Oh,
could
kinda
open up the
dead.
chest again and investigate further, or have somebody else look who hasn't had a chance to.
Well, maybe not here though.
When you say it's a large lock, how large is large? Like, are you
On the padlock, like the size of a fist.
Okay? And is
But
that
the one that you saw at the forge was huge, like enough for the size of the building.
okay? And that's the one that they said they were making for the church.
Correct.
But that's not the one that she looks like she's installing right now.
It is. It does look like the one that she's kind of
Okay.
working on. Yes. A big lock. Yeah.
I'll look at the father again and say, "Father, this just, oh my gosh, it just came to my mind. You said you wanted to make this a secure place because of all the murders.
He nods.
That lock that I know you had custom ordered, I don't think is made in, a short amount of time. I don't know forging that well, but I think you would have had to have asked for that a while ago. I would assume before all the murders started. It seems off to me.
He nods. And could you make an additional investigation check? You're putting some clues together.
Oh, I told you I'm bad at that. 8.
You may or may not be onto something. You would need more evidence to form a better conclusion.
I'm just gonna look at Jamie and be like, I don't believe you. I think you were by the barn. You smell like fire, and you got really weird when I asked you about it, or you're covering for someone. Like, just be forthright.
She looks around the room and looks at Father and says, "Oh," and she kind of drops her hammer and starts walking towards Father's Veer.
What are you doing?
Oh, I just need to ask a question to Father's Veer, that's all. And
Are any of us close to her to stop her or get in the way? There's pews,
Olena
so I'm
would be
assuming
Yes.
it'd be
I'll
very easy
stand
to
in front
block
of her.
the path.
I'll like go in front of her and walk my arms up.
Bodyguard style.
Okay.
I'll go on the other side, like,
So you're kind of like boxing her in,
yeah.
Olena and Siri. Okay.
Milo's
What do you
hands
need
on
to
the
ask the
sword
father
now.
about?
So
Alright.
yeah, you don't have to roll for this. She says, just I would like to know the best way to collaborate with newcomers to the glory of the era. That's all. Her laughs are getting even more nervous.
That's some sketchy fucking shit. Do you have lice?
She says, she leans forward and says, "Where did you get that?" And she points at the pelican under your belt.
Oh, this little thing, huh? You're wondering. Oh, just have friends in the right places.
She shouts, "Father, she has a pelican." And Father's Veer is looking at you, Olena.
Is Father's Veer behind me?
He's in front of you, closer to the altar.
Okay, I'll turn towards him then.
Okay.
Can I,
I'd very much like to make an insight check on him when we have a chance.
while that's happening, can I take out my punji?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna start playing it
Mm-hmm.
so that the dancing ropes come out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at. Oh, I don't want to do it without confirmation. I'm gonna look at
Siri and Olena are kind of restraining Jamie from moving forward. So
I'm gonna
Siri
look at
is next to
Olena
Jamie.
and like look down at the pipes as like the ropes come out, and then like look like give the look like should I?
1 second, can I just look over at the priest
Okay.
Okay.
and see if he's a werewolf?
He doesn't look like a werewolf.
Damn
He's a
it!
human.
I just want to know!
20 feet away from you.
But when she says she has a pelican, how does the priest respond?
Father says, "Oh," and his eyes kind of dart around the room and also look at all 4 of you. He shouts actually back to the corner office. "Gilmore?"
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I command it to like knot itself around the priest? I think I have about 30 feet. It can move about 30 feet.
Yeah.
Make spell attack against the contested target strength or dexterity. Against, I guess, just my spell attack.
Athletics or acrobatics? You can do acrobatics.
As she just does it, I'll say, by order of the Virlinian Vanguard, you are under arrest for expected conspiracy with the. I lost it all. Whoa, am I having a stroke?
The murder of
Cult of mayhem and the murder of. You have the right to attorney. I do the whole thing.
Siri, can you describe how the ropes are constraining Father's Veer? He failed his check.
He failed?
Mhm.
Sweet. Okay. Wait, I gotta look at this freaking pipe thing again. Not pipe, but
Can I do another divine
The
sense
part is
on
painted.
that- on the new person?
Yeah, in a moment.
Okay, so I'm guessing because what happens is like it's described as the 3 cobras come off and turn into ropes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the instrument has 3 cobras printed on it. The cobras kind of come off as the ropes, and they animate and they wrap themselves around him, and then just like knot themselves up. So he's just like wrapped in. I just imagine him like hands down, tied up, wrapped in rope.
So they're like going around his hands to try to train him and make him fall.
I was thinking more like his whole body, but I'm not sure how long the rope is 50 feet.
We can say that the snakes are like getting longer and longer as they, pop out of the punji instrument that you're playing.
Like the condition is only grappled, so really you can play it
he's
how
grappled.
Yeah.
So we can say that you're playing the instrument, and these snakes kind of slither out of your instrument and turn into these ropes that fasten around Father Sveer's body, so that he kind of like stumbles and trips and falls into the ground, prone. But he has shouted towards his colleague Gilmore in the corner of the room, who it seems was standing there the whole time based on the way that his body is positioned. And he's looking in all of your direction, and I guess this would be a surprise, because you didn't know he was there. Standing on the ground next to this Gilmore character is a chicken, which he picks up in his hands and throws at you, Olena.
Grenade! Okay, I'll drop to the ground. Does it
Give me a
explode?
dexterity check.
Oh, okay.
Dexterity save, actually. And Milo and Siri, if you also want to try to do a dexterity save, you can.
Oh, thank God I have advantage on dexterity checks. I can see.
Check or save?
I rolled a
Save.
one. It's cocked. Jesus. 9.
9, okay. Milo,
I rolled an 18.
18, and Siri,
16.
16. So, Olena, you're going to take full damage. As Gilmore, this genie character, has thrown this chicken at you, it explodes in a cacophony of feathers that burn and singe into your skin as things around you start to light on fire.
Does Jammy take damage?
I will let you know in a moment. All right, so Olena, you're going to take 15 points of fire damage. Milo and Siri, you will take 7 points of fire damage. And Jammy will also take 15 points of fire damage, and she has fallen unconscious.
Oh, crap.
And as soon as the chicken has exploded and you realize what has happened, Gilmore has disappeared in a puff of smoke. I would like you all to roll for initiative.
Why do I keep rolling 7?
17 for me. I think that's my best ever.
17, okay.
Also 9.
Nice, nice.
9 for Aisling, okay. So Aisling and Olena, you both have a 9.
What's your dex, Aisling?
I also have a 9.
Siri also has a 9, okay.
My dex is +2.
My dex is also +2.
I'm
What is your
+1.
number?
Aha, I go less.
What is your
Okay.
number, Olena?
14.
Okay,
You
same.
have higher.
Nope, 14.
Okay, wanna roll?
Yeah.
Rollies!
9.
I go first.
Okay.
12.
So the order is Milo, Father Sphere, Jammy, Olena, Siri, Aisling.
And I am. At 26.
Your pelican is on flames right now too, Olena.
No!
Starting to burn up, revealing the slowly as the cotton seams are bursting. The bottle of kife is starting to become visible to everybody.
I'm gonna pat it out.
As soon as the genie Gilmore disappears, Father Sveer shouts out, "Arise!" And you all hear this crackle of bones from around the room, along the perimeter of the wall, mostly along the northern wall, but there's a few skeletons that are appearing on the western wall by the altar as well. And At once, you see 7 skeletons arise from the ground, all carrying bows, all aimed at the party. Before we start, Jammy is unconscious and on the ground, a little bit on fire. First act is this skeleton, who is closest to the western wall. It's gonna cock its bow and aim it directly at Milo, who he sees right in front of him. That is a 9 to hit. That's gonna miss, and the skeleton is gonna backtrack and step into the room. It's in the corner of the room, so you can no longer see it. That's the end of its turn. Milo, an arrow just whizzed past your head and totally missed. It is now your turn to act.
All right. I'm gonna jump over the dead or dying Jammy.
Okay.
And you said he was prone on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna whack-a-mole right now.
Okay, so when he's prone, do you get advantage or?
I get advantage on prone in
Get
melee.
advantage when he's prone. Okay, go for it.
So first roll. Oh shoot! Could I do my Pelor thing?
Yeah.
What should I say? Pelor's wrath smite thee! And just a total not Milo voice. So that's +8 to my 9, which is 17?
17 hits.
Sweet. Alright. So that's the first one. I'm gonna pump just a smite at 2nd level on him.
Ooh, okay.
So that's an extra 2d8, I believe. Or 1d8. So 3d8 altogether.
3d8.
Plus my regular 8. Ooh, 8 for the regular hit, so plus
Okay.
plus 4. So 12.
Okay.
17. 20. 27 altogether.
27 total damage just with your longsword?
Yeah. One-handed longsword.
Let's
One-handed.
go.
Alright, so you have you managed to like slash across Father Veer's chest as this rush of blood splatters all across the ground. And some of it lands on Jammy and Elena's dress. I think you're wearing a dress, as well as your straw hat. So now the straw hat has all these like sphere
More
bits.
badass.
Yeah. And he howls at you and says, Liara will be displeased by this. Oh, she will be displeased.
I'm just gonna notice that I got some blood on Elena's shirt and say, "Oops, sorry," and then I'm gonna take another swing at him. with the
Okay,
dice.
go for it.
Don't worry about it. I've had worse.
So I rolled a natural 19 plus 7, so I
That's
think
okay.
that is okay. And that's just a 1d8. Oh, 7 plus 4, so 11 points of damage for him.
11 point damage. Okay. He's at this point saying, "Oh, Grayson, defend me!" And you can hear a whimpering female voice coming from one of the rooms. Father, have they come for you? That's
Oh
the end of his
boy.
turn. That's the end of your turn, Milo. Or do you have a bonus?
I do have a bonus. I don't think I can do anything cool with it.
Okay. We're going to go next to this skeleton who was on near the room the other skeleton disappeared into, and it's going to fire an arrow directly at you, Milo. Is it a 14 to hit? That's going to miss, I think.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Right. It's going to land also behind you. These skeletons are kind of shooting over your head, and then it's actually going to move forward 10 feet and use the rest of its movement to crouch behind this pew. It's currently crouched. That's the end of its turn. Father Veer is going to go next. So Father Veer is currently grappled by Ciri's ropes. Does he need to make a strength or athletics to get out of it? Okay. It's going to be acrobatics. That's a 12.
I believe it's against my spell DC, and my spell DC is 15.
Okay.
So it fails.
So he fails. So he's like wriggling out of the... Trying to wriggle out of the ropes, and he fails. Does he have a bonus action? Let's see. He's going to cast Healing Word on himself. It does not have a somatic component, so he just needs to say it out loud. It looks like. That is bonus action. It's 1d4, so he's going to cast it at a higher level. He's going to heal 13 hit points, so you can see some of the wounds that Milo inflicted on him. The slash marks have kind of healed up a little bit, but he's definitely significantly weakened by Milo's first few blows. He is... So, Siri, if he's grappled, can he take movement at all, or does he need to get out of the grapple first? Okay.
Grapple reduces your speed to 0.
Okay, so he can't even move. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of his turn, then. Jamie gets a death save. She is unconscious. And she's still unconscious at the moment. We're gonna go next to act is this skeleton in the top left corner of the room. It is also going to aim its arrow directly at you, Milo. That is an 11 to hit, which is going to miss. That arrow flies directly over you and lands in between the pews that Siri is standing next to. So it's a total miss. It is going to, however, take its movement and let's see, you can get in between these pews next to Father Zveer. And you can see that it's also carrying a sword in addition to its bow. That's the end of its turn. Olena, you are next to act.
I am going to go and attack this guy, I believe, first, though. I would like to rage. So badly. I'm so angry right now. I don't even know. And I'm going to approach and swing to attack. And wait, we're level 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's so sexy that I have to attack. Because that was a terrible one. 16 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Okay, and then I'll roll for the second one too, just to
Okay.
More. 23 to hit.
That's also going to hit.
Okay. 14 points of damage on the first hit.
That's enough to kill it on your first hit. Tell
Okay.
us how you kill this skeleton.
In general, probably if I was raging, I'd like rush up to something and hit it with my great axe. But at this point, I just sort of walk up casually and hit it with my great axe.
Okay.
Do I have a god? I can't remember. It's been so long. Who am I?
So that's your first attack, but you could still move or attack again, I think.
Yeah, I guess that second attack was sort of me just not expecting to kill it.
Right.
So I moved 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll attack this one.
Okay.
Oh, should I roll again instead of that?
Yeah, roll again. This should be a second attack.
14 to hit.
Yeah, 14 hits. That's your first hit.
Not as good on damage, so 7 points of damage. And then I will bonus action lightning but that means he has to make a dexterity save.
That's a 14.
He makes it. So he takes 1 point of lightning damage.
Ooh, the lightning crackles underneath its feet, and you can see that some of the bones from his phalanges have fallen off of its body.
I'll take it. That's it.
Siri, your next act.
I think I can, do the pews count as like difficult terrain? I'm guessing I would have to go around
They
them.
do. Yeah, you'd have to go around them if you're...
20, 25, 30. Oh my god, I can't even get there. Okay, I'm just going to throw off a healing word to Olena then.
Okay.
I can get you. Where's my dice
Yeah.
for that? What is that, a D4?
I think so, yeah.
I'm just gonna tap it on here. Oh, it's a 4. 8. 8.
Ooh.
And then I'll just try to cause some distraction because it looks like everyone's gonna. I'm hoping, or it looks like they're gonna go after probably the stronger ones. So I'm just gonna try to get their attention, be like, "Hey, over here!" So that they don't all kind of pile on Milo, kind of thing. And I'll just kind of go like all the way over here into the corner. I don't know what this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
That's my turn.
Your turn. Aisling, your next act.
Could you ping possibly where Gilmore was when we saw him?
Can you see this on the map?
Yeah. Okay.
Was there, but don't know where now.
Right. So I'm going to cast a spell that is 20 feet by 20 feet cube.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it in that area. I'm trying to count squares. I can't.
20 by 20. Do you have the draw shape function?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can also draw it directly on the board if you want.
I'm going to do it here and just see what happens. I think that's... Oh, it misses him. Darn. Okay. So I'm going to do it there. I think that's 20 by 20 square. And just assume. So anyone within that square needs to make a dex save.
Dex save.
Am I
What
in
spell
that-
is it?
Oh, I'm not in that square.
It is Fairy Fire.
The skeleton that you can see got a 3, so that's a fail.
Mm-hmm.
So something happens, right?
Yes. So anyone or any object or any creature in there that failed is now outlined in light.
Okay.
I think for Aisling, it is going to be very much like pulls out like just like a powder or something from their bag and will kind of just like blow into their hand and like just it'll land in that square, and now anything including the like altar and the other
little
things,
braziers
are outlined in like just like those LED lights that change colors, and they kind of just they're not staying solid color, they're changing color. It's very disco and rave. And so now any of those creatures you have advantage against them.
So that would be this skeleton that's standing behind the altar right now.
Yes. And if there was someone invisible, they are outlined. I'm assuming they would still be invisible, but their outline would be seen. So they lose the invisibility part of invisible.
So as you cast a spell, Aisling, everyone can see the skeleton behind the altar outlined in this LED color, but nobody can see any other figure outlined in within that perimeter.
And then as a bonus action, I will just call out to the group, do we like this lady on the ground? Oops, I just drew on her, sorry.
Grayson might.
We need a witness.
You tried to light us on fire.
So 3 varying opinions. That's what I'm hearing.
Great.
Teamwork.
So I will not do that then, because I got no good opinions. Who's more hurt between Elena and Milo? Did you all take different
I
amounts
take
of
half damage now because I'm raging. So
Oh.
Yeah, I'm at 26 right now, out of 33.
Seeing that they've been shooting at you, I will just look at you and blow in your direction, and you all of a sudden smell something, whatever you want it to smell like.
Arch.
And
Arch.
you get,
Oh god.
you get 6 HP back.
Oh, nice.
And,
Thank you.
1 temporary HP.
It
Okay,
sounds
so
like the soup hats.
So I'm at 33. So I'm maxed out basically right now. Cool.
And then one temporary.
Ooh.
That'll be it for Ace.
All right. Next act is that skeleton that you just outlined. It is looking at itself, not understanding all these lights, and it nonetheless is going to fire off an arrow at Milo. That's a 5 to hit. It's going to miss and go directly over your head, Milo. The skeleton is then going to move 15 feet south to be outside of that highlight. So Aisling, does it
so the
keep it highlight?
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Okay.
It stays on the people that
It stays
were
on the character. Okay.
yeah, and the
Okay.
objects. I just don't know how to get rid of the square.
It's okay. I have the symbol saying that it's highlighted in
Okay.
color, so we'll try to remember that. That's going to be the end of its turn. The skeleton that Elena just tried to strike will now use its sword to slash across her neck.
Go for it.
That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
But how much Elena is raging, right? How much damage will it actually do is the next question. It is 5 points of piercing, so that's actually 2 points of
Yeah.
piercing.
Oh, ow.
And the skeleton, you'll hear all these crackling bones as it actually takes one step forward to kind of flank you to the south. That's the end of its turn. The next skeleton to act is directly north of Aisling. It's in between it and Aisling is a pew. It's going to fire an arrow over the pew and try to hit Aisling.
Oh, so that is something. Okay.
Yes, this is directly north of you, the skeleton.
I don't think
19
I'm seeing all of the characters.
Yeah,
to
they're
19
like
to hit.
some skeletons with hit points visible, some where just the hit points are really visible, but not the skeleton. And then one where there's a skeleton but no hit points.
Oh,
Oh, I can't see that on my. But
Maybe if
wait,
we
I
were
try
can
to fix
see.
it.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 skeleton kind of hidden.
mhm.
Is that correct?
There are 7 skeletons total, but you've killed 1 or 2 of them already.
One
I
is
tried to
dead.
remove them.
One is dead.
One is dead. The one is hidden in the room that makes the 6 alive ones that I see.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There's one that's hiding.
Yeah.
The one that's directly north of you, it's 19 to hit. I think.
Say 19.
I think that's going to hit.
Yeah, very much so.
It's going to do 5 points of piercing damage. It's going to strike you kind of in your midsection. 5 points of piercing damage. And then it is going to move. It's actually going to crouch behind the pew and get some cover. And that's the end of its turn. That's skeleton number 4. That's the end of the round. So we're going to go back to the start of the next round. And at the start, the skeleton that was hiding is going to pop out
Hello.
and shoot another arrow at Milo. It's a 20 to hit. And the arrow hits you in your left arm, Milo. I'm assuming 20 is enough.
Yeah. It's...
Yeah. That's going to do 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh. All right.
Ouch. And it is going to disappear back into the room.
Coward.
It doesn't say anything back. But Father's Veer shouts at you, "We're not cowards for supporting our goddess, our lady of the night."
Our friend who was the lady of the night did not act like this.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't understand the true power of Lyra. And he kind
Yes,
of
she
grins
did.
at you. Milo, you're next.
So I still have advantage on my hits, right? Because he's still on the ground, can't move, still bundled
Yeah,
up.
still can't move.
All right, I get to re-roll that because it was a 1.
Okay.
So 18 plus 7.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Okay, 25. I'd like to imagine I put my pearl of power on the end of my sword,
Okay.
like in the hilt area of the sword. So I'm gonna just like drag it down and kind of rub it a little bit, and it's gonna spark up with some holy radiance, and I'm gonna cast Smite again at 2nd level using the pearl of power on him.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another, I think 3d8 again.
3d8. Okay.
Of power.
All right, so the first rough 5, 9, 17, 20 points of damage on that.
Ah! He shouts out at you. Mayera will be displeased by this.
And then I'm gonna just hit him again with my last little attack that I can do.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 20. I should have saved my smite.
That's gonna
anyway.
Woo! That's okay.
All right, one last. That sucks. All right, 4 plus 4, 8 altogether.
And as you kind of slash across his arms, he like his body is splurting blood everywhere. He says, "Oh, it hurts! It hurts! Grayson, defend me!" And from inside one of the rooms, you can hear this young female voice saying, "I will. I'm getting armed. Don't you worry, Father. I'll be here to protect you."
And I'll just use my bonus action to just say, kill this guy. Like, just let's kill him.
So this skeleton in the
Matt.
corner of the room. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot to do this. I rolled very, very poorly on my concentration check, so the skeleton is no longer glowing.
Oh well.
Did you get hit?
Yeah, with 5 damage.
Okay.
And I
Thank
rolled,
you.
Okay.
I rolled a whole 2 on my die, so
Nailed it.
Thank you for telling us. Next act is the skeleton that was crouching. It's going to stand up and shoot directly at Milo. It's 20 to hit. It's going to be 5 points of piercing damage. It's going to hit you right in your arm, Milo. And it's going to use the remainder of its turn to crouch again behind Pew, get some cover. So that's the end of its turn. Father Veer is going to try to break free of Siri's spell once more. So this is athletics. No, acrobatics. That's a 9, Siri.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Guess the rope keeps going.
This rope is doing things. He can have a bonus action, which is Healing Word. He's going to heal himself again. The Healing Word. Let's roll that. 44. He's going to heal himself for 18 points. And so, Milo, because you're closest, you can see, again, the seams of where you have pierced him to... They're scabbing up, and he's slowly healing. He's still prone on the ground. That's the end of Father Veer's turn. It's at this moment that all of you can hear a creak from the room where you heard that female voice before. And popping her head out is a young, large-eyed girl with kind of reddish-brown hair. She's armed with like a little dagger in her hand. And she's looking around at all these people in the room. She shouts out to Father Veer, Father, who are all these people? What did they do to my father? Were you the ones who killed my dad? And Father Veer says, yes, it was them. They are horrible people who don't believe in Liera. Kill them and defend me.
He's lying. He killed your father.
She looks over at you, Siri. And Siri, how persuasive are you being in this moment?
I'm gonna be as persuasive as I'm allowed to be in this moment.
I'll let you make a persuasion roll as a reaction. How about that?
Okay. It's a 15 on the dice, plus my 10 to persuasion.
Holy
that is 25.
She says, Father,
I can prove it! I even bought you a onesie! It's a beautiful onesie!
I'll hold up the terrifying, like, charred pelican, too, with the kife in it, and be like, we think he may have sold kife to your father, too.
Could you also make a persuasion check?
Oh, I thought maybe I could help Siri, but yeah.
Siri got it on her own.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, but I rolled pretty well for me. That's exciting. Okay. Persuasion. Oh, I thought it was an 18, but it was a 13. 16.
She shouts out at you and says, Father, these people might have evidence. Are you sure they're the ones that
He killed
my
Jammy.
dad?
He killed Jammy.
Yeah, he
killed
just
him.
chucked the chicken at. Look at all these skeletons. He just raised up all these dead things. I mean, come on, like. He's about to
You also
kill
make
us
a
all.
You know
persuasion.
Gilmore?
Could you also make a persuasion roll, Milo?
Oh, jeez.
I'm just shouting at her.
I know, right? Go back in the room to stay safe. We'll come and get you.
19 altogether for me. You said persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're rolling well on persuasion.
She's really
Very
trembling, holding her dagger and looking at Father's Fear and looking at all of you, and she's trying to find the trust in your eyes as you're all trying to convince her that it was not, that you were not the ones who attacked your father, and she's really trembling, and she says, Father, I don't know what to do. These people seem like they're being honest and they're telling the truth. So, what happened to Jammy? And Father says, I'll tell you later. Defend me. That's actually, she's not going to move from her position. She's kind of very confused. At this point, Jammy is going to get a death save, which she fails. Now we're going to go to the skeleton that's closest to Milo. Is going to go next. He's going to stand up and shoot an arrow at Milo.
Oh my god.
That is a 20 to hit. That is 5 points of piercing damage, Milo.
Ah.
It is then going to back up, and that's the end of its turn. Belena, you are next to act.
Okay. I'm attacking the one that's directly in front of me.
Okay.
I put felt in this frame, and now it's a dice tray.
Nice.
I went to Michael's. Oh, I rolled a 2. 9 to hit.
Yeah, that you strike nothing as you hit air. The skeleton kind of dodges and leans backwards and you get nothing.
You ever forget how rage works? Innovate has strength. +2 melee damage with strength weapons. Okay, so he actually has 3 hit points remaining. FYI. Because I
because
have a
you're crackling or
+2.
something?
Yes.
Okay.
No, because +2 strength during rage.
Okay.
Natural 20. Wasted, but that's fine.
Hits. Natural 20 hits.
It's true.
Is there any way you can roll less than 3 hit points of damage?
No.
Oh, right.
He's gone.
Tell us how you murdered
I
the
rolled-
skeleton.
7 + 4.
Oh my god.
15 + 2 is 17. I just similarly, like, you'd think that maybe I'd feel more angry in a rage, but I'm just sort of like, oh, get out of my way. Sort of thing.
Can you lob its head into the other one so that leftover damage hits the other one in the corner?
I would love to. Is that possible?
Baseball it.
If I roll a high enough dexterity check, will that work?
Yeah, go. Yeah. As a can you do it as a bonus action, or do you have another
Sure.
attack action?
No, I don't have another
This is
attack,
roll
but I have a
full
bonus action.
Territory.
Dexterity. 17.
Where are you aiming?
At like this skeleton. Oh, sorry. That skeleton. If I aim his head, the skeleton's head that I chopped off,
Yeah.
can the 17 minus 3. Can the whoa math 14 points of damage that I missed go and hit him too and kill him as well?
Yeah.
Maybe half of that? Yes?
Tell
Oh
us how
wow.
I'll give you half of that. Tell us how you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, exactly what Carr said. It's a really easy swing, but it's also like I finish and then I point,
Uh-huh.
and the head flies through the air and hits the other skeleton's head.
Mhm. it
like,
rattles
sort of
his
knocks
bones, and
him.
it's like his bones
Exactly.
are all reconfigured after it's been smashed.
Yeah,
by
he
that
has like an arm like sort of halfway down his torso instead of in the normal shoulder spot.
Yeah, his arms holding his weapons are barely still sticking to one another.
I'll do that as my bonus action instead of the lightning.
Alright.
Valid.
Siri,
Okay. Can I yell out to Grayson to
Yes,
just
you
be
can.
like, get back in the room, protect yourself. We don't want him to hurt you either. To try to convince her like to go away, like go get safe. And then I have 30 distance, so I'm gonna get right up to this one. And I'll use I'll just try to use my rapier against him.
Okay.
Around
He's
that
currently
one.
crouched, so do you have disadvantage or?
Well, he's crouched getting cover, right? But I'm
Using
When
the
you're right
sword.
next to him. Okay, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
right.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so rapier is there it is. That's only. Wait, what is 8 plus 5? 13?
Mhm.
13.
Yep.
13 to hit?
Siri, that hits.
Oh,
Yay.
shit!
Nice.
Look at me using
Yeah.
a rapier. Every time, like, she's supposed to be canonically not good with swords, and every time I use a sword, I hit.
That's so funny.
Interesting.
Just like a close your eyes and you.
Right? 9, but it is 9 piercing. I'll say that because it's a rapier, so it might be different with skeletons. So 9 damage, and then I think I'll use a bonus action healing word on Milo.
Mm.
So Milo, you will get 8 healing points to 8
Nice.
HP to Milo. That's my turn.
All right, so Aisling, I think you are next to act.
I haven't played a melee character in a very long time. Question.
Valid.
Diagonal hits?
You can attack diagonally.
Great. So you said, maybe you didn't say this out loud, but for someone who's raging, you're not very mad. I will run up my 30 feet and get here.
Stand next to Milo. Okay.
Yes. And as I'm running up, you just see like fangs appear in my mouth, and like
Ooh.
my nails turn this like acid green and get really pointy. And I'm going to take a swipe at the father.
Okay.
And I'm casting Primal Savagery, a cantrip.
Does he need to make a save?
No, I have to make an attack.
Attack roll? Okay.
You know, probably not gonna happen.
Come on, dice.
Shit, natural 20.
Oh yeah!
That's a critical hit. What?
And I forget what you all do.
You double the damage and then add any modifier after you double.
Okay, so not double the amount of dice, just double what I roll.
Yeah, just double the dice roll, basically.
So that would be 14 acid damage.
Oh my goodness. So as he's watching you transform and then like etch this acid into his body, his face is contorting. At first, you think that he is like appreciating the fact that you're changing form as if you were a follower of Lyra, but then once he's struck and he's hurt, he realizes that you're not on Lyra's side.
Yep, and that's it.
He reacts by shouting, curse you, and wherever you and your friends came from. Grayson, they murdered your father in cold blood this morning, these horrible, horrible people. Who do you trust more, stranger or someone who has tended to you when your mother passed away? Who was
Never
there for
trust
you
a priest!
when you... Oh, God.
I shout over him.
Oh, God.
All right. Ace,
We
that's
have
the end of
the
your turn. Do you have a bonus?
Trust us.
No.
We're going to go to the skeleton next that's kind of diagonal from Siri. It's going to stand back where the fairy fire square used to be and fire off an arrow at Milo. That's a 9 to hit. I think that's going to miss. And it's going to spend its last piece of movement by standing directly in front of Grayson. That's the end of its turn. The last character to act this round is the skeleton that's in the corner by itself. It will also fire off an arrow at Milo. That's a 7 to hit. What is with my dice today? The arrow flies right by your head, Milo. It makes a little funk in the ground, in the middle of the hammer and nails that Jamie was working on. That's the end of its turn. We're going to go to the top of round 3, and first to act is the skeleton that was hiding. He's going to jump out of the room and shoot an arrow at Milo. The 16 to hit?
That doesn't hit.
Oh my goodness!
Aha!
It is so dejected that you can see that it's looking at Grayson now, and there's this I don't know, skeletal fluid that's dripping from its mouth, as you can see that it's looking to attack Grayson on its next turn.
Skeletal fluid.
I don't know. That's the end of its turn. Milo, your next act.
I'm just gonna shout out like, Grayson, watch out, okay? Like, just get away from those guys, and then I'm gonna whack a mole again.
Okay.
With advantage still, right? 19.
Yeah, a 19 hits.
Okay. Where's my 8? That's horrible. 5 for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna hit him again, or try to hit him again.
Okay.
17.
17 also hits.
Jeez, I rolled 1s on my damage dice both times. Another 5 points of damage to him.
And what is your longsword?
Yeah, one-handed longsword.
So yeah, he's in an extremely vulnerable position as you slash Father's Veer body, such that his collar comes right off his neck, and he howls back at you. No, no, Grayson! If it's your last act, defend me as if you were defending your own birth father.
Don't fall for that bullshit.
That's the end of your turn, Milo.
Okay, I can do a bonus action. Yeah, I'm good. That's all I can do.
The skeleton next to Siri is gonna stand up and try to bludgeon Siri. I'm sorry, slash at Siri with its sword. That's a 21 to hit, Siri.
Yes.
That is 5 points of piercing damage. It is not going to move, though, because it's right next to you. That's the end of its turn. Father Veer is going to act again, and what is he, trying to get out of this grapple still? This is all the things he's been able to do. I wish you could see this. It's a nat 20. So now, Siri, what happens now?
I'm guessing it. I don't know. Breaks
Just
out.
disappear.
Yeah.
Can he take his movement then?
Now he can. Yeah.
Yeah, but people will get an opportunity to attack. He's
also
he can
prone, so he's gonna have to use half his movement to get up.
He will do that. He will stand up, and he's gonna have to cast a spell to.
I don't know if it still takes an action to break out of the grapple.
That does actually. The grapple does take an action. You can only do a bonus action.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he still has cast Healing Word at this level. He can cast Healing Word at level 3. That's what it's gonna do. All right. Yes, in your dreams.
Oh, thank you. These took a weird turn. Oh, geez.
So he's
So nice of you.
Oh, hi.
The snakes have disappeared. The ropes have disappeared. You can see that it's healing himself, and he's standing up right now at the moment. It's the end of his turn. Next to act is Grayson, who is going to disengage and run away. So she is now hiding in one of the side rooms. She shouts out, "Father, Father, I'm in the kife room. I'm hiding in the kife room, behind the kife. Behind a big wall of bottles of
Yes, Queen! Okay, sorry. Thank you, Grayson!
Father says, "Grayson,
Milo's
we're
eyes
not
kind of
supposed to talk about that in front of strangers."
burn with fury at hearing that.
We already have the proof. in the pudding.
That's the end of her turn. Jammy is going to try to stay alive. She needs one more death save to come through.
She failed hers, though.
She failed one and she got 2 positive.
Okay.
She needs one more. Next act is the skeleton in the corner who's all by himself. He's going to fling an arrow at Milo. That is a 6 to hit. That is going to miss. That arrow is going to land in between the pews behind you, Milo. It is, however, going to move forward and flank Father Zveer. That's the end of its turn. Olena?
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Is this considered flanking with me right there?
She's not directly next to you, I don't
That's
think.
okay, because it's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's so sad. It's 13 points of damage.
Oh, he drops his
16,
bony hand drops all of his weapons onto the ground as the entire skeleton collapses in a heap next to Father's Zveer. You've killed it in one attack.
I'd like to step over his body and attack Father Zveer.
Okay, you can do that.
No, that wasn't very good. 14 to hit.
Wait, he's looking around in disbelief. How are you defeating my army of undead? That's a hit, Olena.
Why did I just dab like it was 2010?
You're hip, you're cool, you're in the know, you know it.
18 points of damage.
He's still alive. Oh wait,
Well, wait.
are you gonna
he has to make a
crackle?
dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh. 16.
Okay, he makes it, but he takes 1 point of lightning damage again.
He's still alive. And he says, you don't want this goodbye fist bump. And he's like heavily breathing. You can tell he's on
Right, I don't.
he's on his last bit of energy. He's about to go down, in fact. Do you have a bonus?
My bonus action is my lightning thing.
Oh, it's a lightning. Okay, Siri, you're next to act. Father Zveer is going down. You're standing next to a skeleton. What would you like to do?
Siri is going to say,
Uh-huh.
boo
Yes.
him. I mean, yes.
Yes!
Siri is going to say, you want to know why we're winning? Because we don't put our faith in gods. We put our faith in each other. Go to Avernus. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on him to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
Even if he gets it, he's going to take half of this.
That's 11.
That fails. He's going to take all of this. I don't have enough dice. I need 3 of them. 2. I mean, it's not a good roll, but it's 8 damage.
That's enough. Siri, as your words rack his brain, his body slowly falls to the ground as he weakly raises his fist towards Olena and towards Milo and says, well, it was him, but he is no more. His bones all fall to the ground in a heap, and all the skeletons around the room have also fallen.
Damn, we should have been focusing our attacks the whole time. Okay. Can I run over to Zippy, Zinny,
Jammy?
Zilvina?
Jammy is starting to come to.
Okay, I was gonna try and stabilize her. Great.
Can we yell out to Grayson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for it.
Or
What would you like to
maybe
say?
just go check the door and be like, knock on the door and be like, Grayson, it's okay. We took care of it. You're okay. You're safe.
Are we out of initiative? Can I move?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm moving towards the door. I don't know which door she went into.
My character piece disappeared.
I see you.
I don't
You're on the
see
bottom
you.
of the screen, Siri?
I don't
You
see
don't
Siri either.
I don't
I'm
see
gone.
Syria.
You killed him too hard. You disappeared.
Kill him and then... Where did you go? Oh, wait.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to search the father's pockets while they do that.
Is Milo checking the door? Is that what's happening?
I'm checking. Are there 2 doors? Yeah, I'm checking this one over here.
All right, I'm gonna go check on
It's
Grace.
like knocking on it gently because I have no idea which one. Grace.
Let me get through this one at a time. So, Siri, you are checking the door of where Grayson ran away, and she's wildly confused. But she says to you, "Is he gone? Did you kill Father Zveer?"
We apprehended him.
He's definitely dead. From checking the body.
She walks
But
out.
don't worry, because if he is truly a holy man, then he is where he wants to be.
She says, "Oh, with the pantheon of goddesses in Lyra."
Mm-hmm. If that's what he believes in.
Doesn't sound very holy to me.
Oh, he's full of holes. We hit him a bunch of times.
More importantly, are you okay?
She looks up to you and says, I don't know what to make of all this. My mother died last year, my father died this morning, and then my hero in Hazelward, Father Zveer, is dead on the floor."
I'm just gonna look at Milo.
Jamie walks over to also console her and says, "Just imagine, Grayson, this may be what Lyra wanted for us all along, is to not be held by his grip."
Dark, but true.
Jeremy also has 10 HP.
Okay, nice.
I will say, based on... I also have a friend that is a follower of Lyra, and she did not act like this. She did not treat people like this. I'm not sure that your father was following properly in Lyra's footsteps.
Grayson is like wiping away tears and says to you, maybe you're right, lady. My name is Grayson Gilly, by the way." She holds out her little hand towards you, Siri, and says, "She, her. My dad's been acting really weird lately, so I would come here because they're so nice here. Sister Jamie always knows what stories to tell me and how to make me feel better." And Jamie kind of nods her head. She's kind of cradling Grayson a little bit. And Grayson notices at this point the pelican around your waist that's slightly burnt, and says to you, Hey lady, where did you get that weenie baby from?"
Oh, well, your dog with the yellow hat, allowed us to take it as evidence to come and find you. He's doing okay. He misses, you and your dad, so he's looking out for you. But, yeah, well, you said something about kife back there. We're trying to take down the kife trade.
She nods. Who was investigating the pockets of Father Zveer?
Olena.
Okay, so Olena, you find a bunch of stuff in his pocket.
I'm getting ready to write it down.
One thing that you find is a brass key.
Okay.
That looks like it was probably made by a very talented blacksmith. You also see a key with a fob in the shape of a lighthouse. A lighthouse that you might recall is along the coast of the eastern Virlinian shores. And you also find a third key with a fob that has a label on it, and the label reads the word barn. In his other pocket, you find a jade pendant that you recognize was worn. Actually, well, you find a jade pendant. Could you give me a history check, Olena?
20, not natural.
Okay, so you do in fact find this jade pendant, and you realize it was worn by another person in this town who you met earlier named Sally Peth.
Sally Beth?
Sally Peth. And you find a packet of seeds inside a small paper pouch, and drawn on the outside of the pouch is a picture of a lily.
Okay.
You also find 58 gold pieces.
Yeehaw.
And that's all you find at the moment.
I shall distribute the 58 gold amongst my compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
58 divided by 4 is a number that I definitely know. 58 divided by 4. 14.5. That's not helpful.
So as you're doing that, Milo, which room were you going in, or what are you doing?
I was gonna go into the kife where she's like, I'm hiding behind the kife. I wanted to check that room.
Okay. Milo, you walk into a very small room with a stone floor, and inside you see a wall of bottles of kife kind of stacked on top of one another. About judging from your experience with these bottles, you see about 70 to 80 bottles of kife. On a small table on the right-hand side of the room, you see a large wooden crate with several dozen weenie babies inside, with stuffing all over the place, as well as some scissors. You also see some thread and needles and other sewing supplies on this table. What would you like to do?
Are there any notes or messages or anything around? I don't know. I'm looking for additional information, if this is the source or if it's
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay. $12.
You're noticing there is a wooden drawer that's not open that is attached to this little table on the eastern side of the room that looks quite curious. You wonder what's inside.
And pull it open.
There's some very curious objects inside of this drawer, Milo. First of all, you see a small black necklace with a tornado coil made of silver, with the symbol of the coil of mayhem. You also find a rolled up scroll that has a list that is numbered. You also find a small silver chalice that you're sure would be worth some gold, a fairly large smoky black gem that you could imagine might also be worth some money, and you also see in this drawer a long wooden club, and the head of the club is covered in some gruesome looking metal spikes, and etched into the head of this club is the symbol of the coil of mayhem. Milo, you also find a slingshot with some very special looking sling bullets that looks like there's some sort of enchantment on them. And you find lastly, you find a small bag with some pens on the inside. Could you also give me an investigation check?
4. Terrible.
Or you think it would really help to have your friends look at this bag with all the pens in it. Maybe it connects to something. So quite a lot of things you found in here, Milo.
Does anyone want to take a look at this? I found a bunch of pins. I don't know.
Sure. Related to Order of the Nib, maybe?
I don't know. There's a bunch of coiled mayhem stuff over here. I don't know.
I didn't roll well either.
I think Elena is closest. Elena, could you give me an investigation check?
8.
Yeah, maybe it's related to the Order of the Nib, but you need a little bit more evidence to figure it out.
Yeah, I need a little more evidence. Can somebody else take a look at this?
Siri or Aisling?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, with my -1, I'm definitely jumping right on that.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No!
8. Also
Yeah.
8.
I mean, you have a little bit more experience, Siri. I mean, again, you kind of feel like you would need to talk to somebody from the Order of the Nib or something, but maybe it'd be worthwhile to hold on to these.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was distracted because she was trying to give the gift to Grayson with all this was happening. She's like, it's pretty. Here, Grayson, we got you something.
So Grayson's Grayson's very confused, but also very thankful about your ability to take out Father's Vier as well as all the skeletons in the room. And she's ripping apart the ties around the package, and she opens it up and she says, "Wow, this is kind of just what I always wanted. I love animals."
We thought you could use something to sort of, I mean, it doesn't replace everything that's been happening, but, you know, it's just something nice to show that people are thinking about you.
She says, "Cecile, how did you know that I would like something like this?"
Well, I think there's a lot of really good people in this town who are looking out for you, and so they sort of helped me find something just for you.
She's kind of overcome with emotions here and kind of like is starting to tear up and looking for some like consolation at this moment.
I'm looking at the other lady and just kind of like gonna awkwardly pat her shoulder, and then like looking at the other lady to be like, "Can you handle this?"
And she says, I'm so glad it's not midnight yet, because I'm afraid of what I do."
What happens at midnight?
Well, especially when it's the Feast of the Moon.
What happens at midnight?
Well, Father Sveer says at midnight I become something different, something that's not quite myself. He says that I turn into an animal a lot like this one, and she looks at the clothing that you brought her, an animal that looks a lot like this. And Father Sveer told me that I was the one that killed Zog's horse a couple of weeks ago. He says I do a lot of bad things when I'm in this form. It's a horrible curse that I don't know how to get rid of, and I don't know if Liera was responsible or not. And Jamie is really holding her and consoling her and said, there, you're just a child. Don't worry about it. It'll all be figured out. And meanwhile, she's also mouthing to all of you that she doesn't know what to do.
Milo still wants to interrogate. He's just trying not to interrogate Jamie right now. He's just like,
why don't I'll go help. Let's go put this on, and then maybe we can talk it out. Right? Maybe you'll feel safer when you have some clothes that you want to wear.
Yeah. Grayson nods and says, okay, lady, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm. I'll go and take Grayson to go help so that everyone else can like interrogate Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, can I see you in here, please?
Into the room? Oh yeah, she walks into the kife room with you, Milo. Jamie?
I'll stand, if Baseling wants to go in, I'll stand at the door, blocking the door. But if Baseling doesn't want to go in, she doesn't have to.
Before going in, I know Alina excuse me, checked the body, but can I go back to that coat pocket that I saw the necklace go into?
Mm-hmm.
And put that on.
Is it the green one that I took? If so, I can give it to you.
No, the illusion one.
Okay.
The one that made you see through Liera's illusions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to wear it around your neck?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I see through the illusions?
Yeah. In this moment, the scary images of different humans and animals in different horrible poses looks like a stained glass window. That's beautiful with a lot of angular designs. And that stained glass is where you would expect it to be, which is behind the altar. Mm-hmm. The image that is etched within the glass seems to be Liera and some sort of angels or cherubs that are supporting her in her ability to produce illusions.
So I'll have that on, and then I'll follow them into that room.
Okay. The kife room, as
Yes.
it's called. Okay. So, Milo, Jamie, Olena, and Aisling are all in the kife room. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And what are you saying or doing?
Just gonna point to the big wall of kife and say, go ahead and tell me everything you know about this shit.
He says, well, I do know something. You know the lock we've been working on that Father told you was meant to protect this village?
Yep.
Wasn't really to protect this village. It was meant to protect all the kife stuff we were doing here. I'm sorry. She looks at
And
him.
you were making it here?
Oh, we're not producers. We're distributors.
And where are the producers?
She says, I don't know the answer. Father Veer would know.
I just pull out the bag of pins and what do you know about this then?
She shrugs her shoulder and says, maybe Father Veer got it from somewhere.
I'm assuming so. So you help distribute this stuff?
She nods.
Anybody else in this operation going with you that we should know about?
Just Queen a little bit.
You
But
could tell with the weenie babies.
But the thing is, Jess didn't know what we were doing with all the weenie babies. We were buying them from them so they could have some extra pocket money and support his family. But I don't know if Jess ever figured out that we were using the toys to fill with bottles of the black substance and distribute them all over Central Virlinia.
And what about Curious George? Is he aware of the practice before his death?
She says, Curious George was doing kife.
No, we figured that at least, but he wasn't helping in the operation of sharing.
She says, I don't think so. He really was one of the most ethical and kind men living in this village, and I've been very sad about it all day that he's no longer with us.
Interesting that you're feeling sad about something that you may have had a hand in causing. And what about the other person who was recently murdered in town? What's his name? I can't remember.
The coroner?
The coroner. The coroner.
She says, the coroner's dead? I didn't know about that. She looks over at Father's ear and says, I wonder if he knew something about that. I didn't know that the coroner was dead. The coroner is here to investigate Sir Thames, and the coroner was also surprised, just as the rest of the village, when we all found George Gilly and George Gilly's body this morning.
But you knew that the barn was burning. Or you knew about it in some way. Who did it?
She motions over at the lifeless body of Father Veer on the ground.
And you helped?
She looks very embarrassed. She's like using her hands to put her red hair over her eyes. She says, I distracted.
Who?
Father Veer killed the coroner?
Well, the coroner came over here looking for answers, and I sent the coroner away. I didn't know what Father Veer's intentions were. This is a lot. I need to
You
sit
realize
down.
you're an accomplice to murder right now, right? Not saying that we didn't just kill Father Veer. I know that, like, this is sort of a lawless sort of land, but, like, you understand that, correct?
She nods and says, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
And I know you probably want to rest, and we're definitely going to let you do that. But just a couple more questions, if you don't mind. What were your plans with the child? Were you going to use her as a weapon?
She nods. Father Veer turned Grayson into a werewolf. Grayson is cursed.
Yes.
And
seems like a very fatherly thing to do.
Yes. Well, he had our best interests in mind, us followers of Lyra, but after all the things that happened today, I don't know if she will be a goddess I pray to any longer. As you
I
might
can
have
promise you, Lyra is not actually, like, again, we have a friend who is a follower of Lyra, and she doesn't act like this at all. So you can still pray to your god if you want to, but I'm not sure it will help in what you've already accomplished.
I'm sure that when I am in a prison cell somewhere and she holds her wrists out in front of you all as if like she's allowing you to arrest her, I'm sure that when I'm in a prison cell somewhere, I'll be able to re-educate myself properly on Our Lady.
Well, we don't actually have the power to arrest you, so we can't take you anywhere. But what I can do is guilt you into taking care of Grayson.
Well,
Yeah, it does feel a little wrong. I am going to destroy all this kife, I think.
Oh yeah, just start bashing all the bottles with the hilt of the sword.
and what about Gilmore?
Oh, good. Thank you.
As a lady of the church, I know you just sit and listen to the rumors and the gossip all the time. So please tell us what you know.
She's kind of looking around the room as if she's looking for some sort of sensor or something observing her, and she says, "Well, Father Sveer is not with us anymore, so I guess I can tell you. Gilmore is in the Coil of Mayhem, and the Coil is doing a bonkers amount of business with Kife. They're going to start to take over Spanaka and Zadash really soon."
Have we met Gilmore prior to this town? Why does his name sound so familiar to me? Other than Gilmore's Glorious Goods, yes. But
Probably that.
yeah, it must be that.
I think Father Sveer wanted to work with Gilmore to take over all the vineyards in central Virlinia and make them produce and grow the necessary ingredients to make more kife and more strains of kife, and use our power of good in Laera to have the locals follow the one true path. But as I've admitted to you all today, I no longer believe in that version of Laera, and I'm very, very sorry.
Is kife made out of grapes?
She shakes her head no.
Well, then I don't think you should take over a vineyard. They mostly just have grapes there.
Well, we would grow something else instead of grapes.
Oh, so you've ruined the wine trade, huh?
Yeah.
And I'll just back out of the room, leaving the wine people in the room with the lady who hates wine.
I would just say, Milo would be like, so do you know how Haley Goldfoot came about this stuff? Did you have a part to play in that?
She blinks her eyes, and it seems like she has no recognition of that name or story.
Like,
Where can we find Gilmore normally?
She shrugs her shoulders and says, "I don't know." He kind of blinks in and out of here whenever he talks to Sveer.
Okay.
And now that he might know that Sveer is no longer with us, I don't know if Gilmore would ever come back here. Your best bet is to investigate the Coil of Mayhem and his potential colleagues to see what he's up to. And she points at Milo's pockets and say, "Did you find anything interesting in this drawer?"
Why? What's of interest?
Well, that's where Father Sveer kept his information about what was going on with Kife. So maybe you found like a ledger or a chart or a scroll or something.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, did you actually? I missed that part.
Yeah, I got a scroll right here and pull it out and show Elena.
I was gonna go over and like knock on the bottom of the drawer to see if it was a false bottom, but I might still do that.
You see a very interesting numbered list on the scroll that looks to be a list of names. And the first name on the list is Gilmore. The other names look to be like they're torn off and ripped off of the bottom of the piece of paper. Jamie asks you, Milo, "Can I see that, please, sir?"
No. I'm just gonna say, I think I'm gonna take you to prison now.
Oh, I forgot that Milo is a little unhinged when it comes to kife. Why? What do you want to do with it?
To confirm what I thought Father Sveer was doing.
Which is what? Selling kife?
Selling, distributing. I wanted to know who his collaborators were, how it was getting in and out of this village.
From you. You distributed this.
Didn't. And again, she looks down and just holds up her wrists as if to take her away.
And I just like tie her wrists up together.
Oh, okay.
Just like drag her behind me.
All right, where are you? Okay, you will see you later.
Oh, sure.
Wait.
Okay.
Are you leaving
Maybe I
her there or
should walk
taking her
with
with you?
I'm just dragging her along with me outside.
Okay.
I'll go with you, I guess.
I mean, if you hit her in the head really hard, it might help make this easier.
No,
No.
no point in it.
I'll
Sounds
go
boring.
with him, you know.
Okay.
If you can stick with Siri, and we'll meet up at maybe with the dog in the yellow hat.
Sure. Actually, what about this? What about shoot? What's the girl's name? I just forgot the
Grayson?
Grayson. Thank you. What about Grayson? What should we do with her?
Yeah, that really is the question.
Oh, she runs the church now. She's good.
She's a werewolf. She's about to turn. She's
So
Well,
just lock
Milo,
her up in the church.
yeah.
Milo, as you've kind of restrained Jamie and taken her out of the kife room with Elena, Siri is engaged in conversation with Grayson, and Grayson looks like she really trusts this new person that she hasn't really met before today.
I would trust Siri too if I met her in a dark alley.
And is at this point, have you revealed your name to Grayson, Siri?
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say that
Okay.
Siri would definitely, with my experience, with Carlin's experience with kids,
Uh-huh.
she would probably be trying to gain trust and then also asking Grayson questions because
Okay.
people always forget that kids are paying attention, and so. But I would also be asking her, like, well, how do you feel? You said that you're cursed, but have you ever woken up from somewhere where you didn't think you were? Like all those kind of questions. Like, did you wake up in a field?
She
That
nods
kind
and
of
says,
stuff.
"Yes,
Yeah.
yes." I wake up and I don't know how I got there. I wake up and there's blood on my clothes. I wake up and Father's Vere is there saying, "Oh, you're doing well to serve Laira," and it just made me feel like I was getting closer to the God that I trust. But
And like asking about like memory slips, like what happened before she ended up there. Was she with the father? And then that sort of stuff.
she says, ever since my mother passed away, I was looking for something to fill the void. And I found it here with Jamie and all the kind people here in this church.
Can you
But-
tell me some details about these times where you think that you went through one of the changes? Were you at the temple and then you woke up in a field? Were you?
Yes. There was one day I woke up and it was like I saw hair all over my body. I was itchy and scratching myself, and then I blinked and it was all gone, like it was a dream.
Okay. But the father was always there when you woke up? Did he
That's right.
change too? Did he get hairy too?
She says, come to think of it, maybe that's how he got that scar on his face.
Oh. Did he ever hurt you? Did he scratch you?
Never.
Did you ever get scratched by something or get bitten by lice?
No, ma'am. But I think I know one pattern of when I was having those bad nightmares.
Bad nightmares?
You know that friend of Father's Vere's, the one that kind of floats around and wears slippers? Every time he comes here, something bad happens to me.
He's kind of creepy.
And the way that Father's Vere talks about him, it sounds like he has friends, that guy.
Well, usually bad people do have a couple friends.
Yeah.
But we're just here to make sure you're safe.
Well, tell you what, if I really am cursed, could you help me find someone who could get rid of it? And
Oh, we definitely are going. Absolutely.
And could you find a place for me and the dog in the yellow hat to live? I don't know if I want to stay in this village anymore.
I think we could certainly try.
She kind of like leans over to as if she wants to give you a hug.
I'll give her a side hug.
Yeah. And she says, what's your party's name again?
The
Virlinia Vanguard.
We're the Virlinia Vanguard. And I do like the
She mimics you and does that also. She's kind of enjoying like playing along. And
I think you've just earned a honorary spot on the team.
she gives you like a really real like bear hug, as much as a 9-year-old could give, and says, I always wanted to be part of something.
Oh, well, yes, you are part of our team, part of our family.
And it's at this moment that a small piece of paper falls out of her pocket, which interestingly looks the same as the one that Milo had discovered in the kife room.
And be like, oh, you dropped that, and I'll grab it for her and like look at it before giving it back.
Yeah. It's a list of names. And on the top of the list, it has 3 words. Le Rouge Lobster. And she says, these are the bad guys. We need to get rid of them. So what happened to me doesn't happen to anybody else in all of Central Virlinia. Are you with me? And she does the V thing with her face.
Sure. Siri says it very unconvincingly because she's like, how does this kid know who the bad guys were when she didn't know who that they were the bad guys? So I'm just maybe, definitely, maybe.
Are you guys done having a heart-to-heart in there?
Yeah, I have a list over here. I'm guessing that she's
we have a
already
list.
dressed. Oh, well, okay, cool.
Yeah. Siri, you walk back to the others. You see that Jamie has her head down and her hood over her head, and she's just staring at the floor. Her arms are restrained by whatever ropes Milo put on her. And Grayson says, take her to jail, Vanguard.
Yeah.
It's a little sketchy that you have so much control over this operation. I'm going to say that. How are you feeling? The full moon is coming.
She's like, I'm a little worried. It's about 3 hours until the full moon. We
You want
need
us
to
to
find
lock you in
someone.
this church?
Hmm?
You want us to lock you in this church with food and water, and then pick you up in the morning?
No, I don't want to be here alone, lady.
Well, who the hell are you going to be with?
The dog in the yellow hat, at the very least.
You might kill that dog if you turn into a
Oh,
werewolf. You ever read Harry Potter?
good point. I haven't. Good point.
Really? Oh. Red flag. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, all right. Let's bring this lady in, and then we'll figure that out, I guess.
Can I
Were
do
there-
an insight check on Grayson to make sure she's not the genie in disguise?
Yes, and that'll be the last thing we do.
Were there other rooms in here?
There were.
Did we look through all the rooms?
You haven't yet.
Okay.
18 on the dice, plus my 5 to insight is 23.
Grayson Siri gets the sense that Grayson feels very safe with you and is open to telling you things about what she's observed recently, and that she's kind of looking for a way out. She's looking for someone to take care of her, someone to guide her, and just get her out of Hazelward. And
Okay.
she sees you and the party as an opportunity to do that.
Okay. Then I'll just be like, well, we'll stay with you through the night, but we'll have to find a safe way to do that, okay? Would you be safe? I don't know. And I'm not saying we're putting you in jail, but would you be safe if we stayed with you, if maybe you were in like a jail, and just in case, we don't want you to hurt anyone.
She's nodding her head furiously and says, yes.
Okay.
Can we call it something else besides jail?
Let's call it
Bar hotel.
Mhm.
Prison, did you say?
Prison. Let's
Hey,
go
how
with
about
prison.
We'll call it an Airbnb. as these things, there's sometimes they convert these old buildings that are run down, and then they convert it into like cute little one night stays. You can rent out the room. So we're gonna rent you out this cute little room to get the full experience of if you were a bad guy. Yeah.
Do you have 750 gold for the cleaning fee?
Airbnb. That sounds like something the mayor would come up with.
I think it was his idea, actually. I think that's why I got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop there. I need a moment to add up all the experience points, and then we'll pick up from here next time. Oh my goodness.
That's good. Great work.
Yeah.
Taking down a crime syndicate.
Or starting one.
Werewolf at a time. One werewolf.
Turns out Milo's goal the entire time was just to take over the kife trade.
I know, right? We never insight checked Milo. Milo's not a wine magnet. It's actually a drug magnet.
I gave Haley her first hit of kife.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of experience, actually, for all the discoveries, for all the things you killed, for all the people that you saved so far. It's 2,375 experience points.
Oh my god!
2,375.
Yeah. So possible somebody's leveling up, maybe Hazelward.
2,375.
Mm-hmm.
Apply changes.
That was more, but now we're about 2/3 of the way through level 5 for.
Yeah, I have 11,690. Is that right? 11,690.
I have 11,240, but I didn't add anything from last week.
Last week you should have.
I wrote it in the thing.
I think I just missed it.
I have it in my book too.
Logistics.
450.
Yeah, 450.
Great.
And I was always behind a little bit. I'm at 10,980 right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm at 11,690.
Okay, I was gonna say Elena and I should be at the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aisling, are you level 4?
I would level up with this.
Woo!
Okay. So you can level up in between this session and next, and we can say that you've gotten all the hit points and was it spell slots. If you have new spell slots, you get those back.
Okay.
So are we taking a long rest in the jail as this girl just turns into a werewolf and is terrifying the whole night?
We could decide that next session, or should we just say let's make that happen and fast forward to the morning? Or do you want to play
I
out?
figured that's what we were gonna do, and just like take watches throughout the night to make sure that she's not getting
to watch her. Yeah.
Okay. So long rest, quote unquote jail. What room or what location is this going to be?
Just in the jail cell, we're just gonna keep her in there.
So there is no jail in Hazelward.
Oh.
The prison would be in Zadesh. Couple
Oh,
hours.
then we can't get her there.
I don't know if we'll get her there by tonight or
within
it's the same
3
night.
hours. Yeah.
Can
So
we-
maybe is there like a cellar that we could like take the lock and like lock, maybe pile some stuff on the cellar door?
There's definitely a cellar in the inn.
Can we go back? This is dark, but can we go back to her house, which has a forge, and just chain her up there? Because there's probably chains.
Yeah, you could just chain her up a bunch.
Rude.
Just wrap her around.
Yeah, I mean,
That
if
makes
she's
sense.
willing to do it, yeah.
You could chain the door and not her. Also,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
fine.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the nun, put her and the nun in the same room. Or Jamie. She's not a nun.
Yeah,
but
Jamie.
close enough.
you could put her in the same room. Okay.
I'll be like,
That'd be
look
fun.
after her, Jamie. Push.
Let's hope that Jamie makes it through the night.
No, we want to do that. I want to do that too. I'm a paladin. I can't do that. I'm not pushing her into the room with the werewolf girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh, I
Jamie,
am.
you're gonna put somewhere else.
Oh, jeez. Wait, I thought we took her to jail.
No, it's fine. I'll put Jimmy somewhere else. That's fine. Fine.
We can say that Olena like restrained her or something throughout the night.
We're just gonna tie her
I'll
up.
Just cuddled all night. Just big spooned her all night.
That rope was awesome, by the way, Toyland.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's from the instrument, that wooden instrument.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That was from Mother Okuma, I think, gave it as a magic
Mhm.
item that really worked.
Yeah, I don't know if
Oh,
I can keep casting it, but if I could cast it again, I'll put it around her, put it around
Yeah, Milo also has a bunch of rope. You can just like tie her in 50 feet of rope. And
Yeah.
Just basically, she won't be comfortable at all, but he doesn't care, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hey, oh
Sounds
my
good.
goodness. Nobody died. You did great. You killed a bunch of things. We're solving crimes.
Killed all the things.
Solving crimes. And making friends with a dog.
Yeah, we'll
All in
take
a
the
day's
dog
work.
with us in the
Dog
morning.
It'll be interesting to see how the dog responds to
A werewolf.
Tammy, whatever the thing is called, Jammy.
Jammy. So
Mhm.
when we start the next session, we'll say that everybody's waking up in the morning and resolve all that.
Okay.
We definitely stayed up. We took watches though to make
Took
sure
watches.
we're watching.
So that everybody could get the benefit of
Yeah.
a long rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to see if she even does
Just make sure.
change or if that's some bullshit that the father was saying was happening, but he was the one doing all the changing and not her.
Okay.
She's a daytime werewolf, not a nighttime werewolf.
Oh.
It's actually 12 p.m. She's a lunchtime werewolf.